talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories. We talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2 dogs like champion the Brat, the first off-brand champion May Day, the year, and to champion What a Day, champion El Rod, champion Yellow Bird. Pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs. Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2 in the Brat, first grand champion May Day of the year, and register. Going hard's Bay, register of Maryam to champion What a Day, champion Gus, champion El Rod, champion Yellow Bird. So pull up a seat and let's talk dogs. Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with
What's up? What's up, y'all? Hey, remember today we're going to be talking about what we're going to do with those puppies. You know what I'm talking about? Before we get started, let's get into the difference. Again, you're going to hear me keep on going back between the difference between a breeder and a hunter, okay? We got to keep those things separate, okay? Because I hear a lot of guys always talking about, you know, a guy ain't gonna sell you his best dog. Well, let's talk about that part right there. Now, we talking about the guy who has the hunt, or we talking about the guy who has the puppies, the breeder? Remember, you have breeders who do nothing but breed. And then you have hunters who breed to hunt. Now, you can go to a hunter that breeds to hunt, and you know you're not going to get his best dog. Why would he give you his best dog if he hunts with his dogs? So there's no, the math, you're going to always try to get screwed if you go and deal with a guy who hunts. A person like me, I hunted, so there's no way you're going to get my best stuff. No way, especially when I have so many other dogs that I can put in your hands that you can be a breeder with and produce your own dogs. You got to keep in mind, anything that come off the yard that we breed, it goes right along with you. Once it has those papers, it's a going hard dog. So regardless of where the dog goes, and whatever it does, when you get those papers, you're gonna always see going hard on it. It's going to have Bayless, that's my last name, but they're always going to be registered under Bayless. Now remember, why would I sell you my best dogs and I hunt? So you came looking for a dog from me, you wasn't getting nothing. Get something that I'm not using. One of those dogs that earned the right to be on the yard, could be a stud dog, could be a brood bitch. That dog can go. And whatever that dog does after it leaves the yard, guess what? Those accolades, they go with you. But damn sure remember, every time that you use that dog, when you go to fill out that registration, fill out that registration, guess whose name is going to fill it out? It's not going to be your name. It's going to be mine. It's going to be like that for the dog's rest of his life. Now, when you're dealing with a breeder, see, that's what breeders do. They don't care what you do with their dog. They'll sell you their best dog. They don't need it. They need you to get that dog and go out there and do something with it. Why? For that very reason. Doesn't matter what you do with the dog when it comes down to the ADBA papers, and I can't speak for all the other registries, but when it comes down to the ADBA, whatever that breeder does, whether it be Boudreaux, Bayless, STP, whatever those dogs is, whatever's on that registration paper, that dog's registered name will live with that dog in those papers. Always. So this is what a breeder doesn't care about selling you his best stuff. He'll sell you his best stuff to get you out there, and you may champion off of it. Guess what? When you go to selling your puppies or selling that dog, every time you sign that paper, you're going to be signing that paper as the owner, but on the registry, you're going to be going with Boudreaux, whatever, Bayless's, whatever, STPs, whatever. Whoever the breeder was is going to always get that on his paper. So whoever you sell the dog to, the breeder knows you're passing out his name. With everything. So he wants to see you do good. He wants to see you do good because you're going to carry the dog's name and his name along with that dog forever. You pick up that pedigree 20 years from now, when you look back at that dog, guess whose name's going to be there? It's not going to be your kennel name. Not on them papers. It's going to be the breeder's name forever. So it doesn't make a difference in the years to come. It only matters during that time. But in the future, that dog is going to carry the breeder's name forever. You're going to always see the breeder's name on that pedigree. So you want to go find you a good dog or a good puppy, I would go to a breeder more than I would a hunter. Because no hunter's not going to give you his best shit. Why would he when he's using his best shit? If you see him got a bunch of champions and grand champions and shit on his yard, what you think you're going to get one of them? You think you're going to get his best one? You might be lucky that he might get you one and you come out there and be lucky enough to say, bam, I got one, a good one from them. But if he's breeding it, guess what? He doesn't care either. Because regardless, if it's on that paper, register the breeder follows that dog wherever he goes. Any accolades that dog pick up in the years to come don't mean anything on that ADBA paper. You're going to be looking for that kennel name, and that kennel name ain't going to be there. It's going to be that breeder's name, okay? So don't be afraid to be out here buying dogs from hunters. But if you want a dog, I would be looking for the breeder. Most hunters, even as myself, remember I started producing my own line. They're going hard line. So that made me a little bit of a breeder. But my purpose of breeding was not used for selling puppies. I didn't breed dogs to go out and sell them. I didn't sell dogs and puppies. What you got out my yard was dogs that we weren't using. It could be used for stud dogs or brood dogs. That there were no dogs being sold that we were using. And no dogs that we sold that we were, breeding to use, So it's always best when you guys go looking, go look at a pedigree, you like something in it, and you're dealing with a hunter, kind of look back on the hunter. Maybe he's the one doing all the producing. It's going to be hard for you to get a good one out of him. But if you go to a breeder that's producing, I can guarantee you, if he just throwing puppies out there, and he's got an ROM on the yard that's sitting there, or he's got a champion that he didn't made champion and came home, then you'll be just fine. Hold on one second, guys. This is the wife. I got to answer this. Hold on. Yes, ma'am. I'm in the middle of a show. Okay. No, y'all go ahead. No, I'm in the middle of a show. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. back to what I was saying. On the breeder's tip, you're safer going to the breeder. Sometimes they get their dogs back. Like in my case, I got baby back, but she was already ROM. But still, on her registration paper, it was still Bayless's baby. So if you go to a breeder, hey, maybe it's not that the guy who had the dogs that made the accolades. Maybe you need to go and check the breeder. See what the breeder got on the yard. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're a dog man and he know you're a dog man, he's going to sell you a puppy that he thinks that you're going to go out there and make a name for so he can get the credit down the line. He don't get the instant credit, but he gets the permanent credit. The permanent credit is being registered under the breeder for the dog's rest of his life, regardless. Anytime you got papers, you're going to read not the kennel name, you're going to read the breeder's name. Okay? Now, it's what you do with the puppy once you get it. Okay, now we got a good puppy. We got a litter. The man had a litter. You went over there and picked out a pup. Maybe you bought 2 home. Okay? Well, let's say about even the guys who made their own breedings on the yard. Let's talk about them too. Because a lot of you guys out here, y'all trying to do this thing, and I'm going to go back into this breeding thing because there's so many things just you guys are just getting it all wrong. Y'all, I mean, I'm sitting here watching guys whine over black and red on the pedigrees. Okay? I mean, that is definitely not that serious, guys. The reason why you do that, and I'm going to continue telling you why you do that, because when you go to look at the pedigree up and you want to look at it, you want to look at something that you understand. That's it. It's not there to change your life. It's not there to say that, you know, your yard is built on what's on Pairs Online. It's just there for you to understand when you go to looking. So, and there's another misconception. You and genetics in these dogs, and this is coming from a person who likes to have hunters, okay? At some point, when do you stop doing what you're doing if you're not getting the results that you're looking for? When are you going to come to the point that you went 3 or 4 generations and you still haven't found that animal? When do you decide to change? No, don't go and try to make up something with the shit that's not already working. That's what a lot of you guys are doing. You're trying to make something that something was worthless from the start. But just being honest now, I'm going to be real. So let's some of us got to face the pain. You know, you're trying to make something that was not going to work. You can try to add all the additives that you want. It's not going to work. It's going to be an endless. It's going to be an endless run. Guys, Mike said it's coming in chopping. You want to make sure everything. So if you got it going on and I'm chopping, let me know. He's doing a mic check, so I'm gonna continue going on and make sure I ain't gonna say nothing more so important that you miss it because of the choppy. Is it better? Okay, now what I was saying was it comes to a point that, you know, you have to put on the brakes or you're gonna be wasting a lot of dog food, raking up a lot of worthless shit and getting nowhere. There's certain things in the genetics of dogs that you're just not going to be able to fix. Regardless of how you breed it. That's just the bottom line. You're not going to take something that's not working for you and try to fix it up by throwing a bunch of other shit on it. Because all the bad shit that you was wasting your time with on these dogs that wasn't getting you nowhere, right? You can put a grand champion, a registered man on top of that. All you did is put a good dog on top of that, but guess what you also did? You took all that shit that was holding you back and put it on top of that grand champion, wetting down his shit. See, don't forget that. What you couldn't do ain't gonna change because you wouldn't put a great dog on top of it, because all you just did is watered down the great shit that's on the damn dog that you went and got or bred to. It's not gonna change your situation. You're not gonna have some miracle. It's not gonna happen that way. Okay, you might get one good dog out of it because it's carrying the daddy's attributes. You better grab him and hold him for dear life, because at least you know one thing: the superiority and the genetics are there more than they were on, you know, the other dogs that might not have those same genetics because it's been washed all over with the dogs that you had that was not producing nothing anyway. But see, you're taking all your chances and your percentages down when you do that. You know, that's why you're always going to hear me keep on talking about this breeding part. This breeding part where I'm looking at pedigrees, you know, and I tell guys, hey, when I look at a pedigree, I don't have to know the dog. I mean, I can look at the background and come up and I say a whole bunch of one kennel name on it. Okay, fine. Now, you're going to tell me that I'm going to go, it could be Bayless from the 4th to the 1st. And on that, all you see is Bayless dogs. Okay? Now, on that, ain't nothing, no winners, no nothing on that pedigree. All I see is Bayless. Okay, he got a line. Okay? Okay, let's say if I don't put my winners up there. Okay, let's wipe. I ain't got no winners, no all ones, but maybe I got some on the yard. I just don't put them on there. Who's gonna ring that? Who's gonna knock on my door? For real? Who? How they know that some of these dogs are champions and grand champions? I just got them posted out here under Bayless. The whole 4 generations of Bayless dogs. Who gonna pick up the phone and call me? If you don't know nothing about these dogs, unless you know there's dogs in there that you know what they are. And then most guys will take a dog and know that and go and open up a pairs online and down there put every damn champion and all of them on my yard. Something that I don't have to do. Remember, I ain't doing it, but you guess what? The person who went and got them a dog, they did it. They did it. They made sure that they put all them other dogs that I refused to put accolades on. They ain't gonna stop the next person for doing it. So they're gonna do it. And that's when you might start getting phone calls until he realizes, you didn't turn this guy over here into your kennel. Because now everybody's running to him because he didn't put all the pretty shit that you don't want to put on there on his pedigree. And now you got people knocking at his door. You understand what I'm saying? So that line about, what people don't want to do, I don't see the purpose of it. I don't understand it because I wouldn't do nothing with it. And a lot of y'all wouldn't do nothing with it. Y'all talk that, but you know better. You know you would not. None of y'all gonna put an unknown name dog in your yard. None of y'all gonna try that. Either you gonna know the people you getting from, you done seen them in action, or you done heard enough about them, or you know something. But other than that, to the blind eye, they gonna look at nothing but a pedigree with Bayless all over it. That's it. You think they're gonna pick up the phone and say, "Hey man, I wanna breed to Bayless's mate too"? No. Because mate 2 ain't got shit on here. No. They're going to go over there and breed to that guy who got mate 2 and showing mate 2 RM or POR. They're going to go over there and breed to that dog over there. Why? Because all the dog's accolades are being popped up all over the pedigree, but it's not coming actually from the breeder. It's coming from somebody else who probably got a dog who was offered all that shit and just made it known to everybody this is what them dogs looking like. Now, you might get the call by the time they get to contacting him and say, well, shit, all them dogs ain't no Bayless dogs. Them dogs just got wins on them and everything else. So guess what? They might go back over here to the breeder and go, hey, man, we don't know why you did that. That's why I didn't look at you. I didn't see like you produce shit. So I ain't call you, but, your boy over here, he bought a puppy from you. His puppy turned into a champion. Then he started listing all the accolades of the dogs that you didn't want to list. So that's how I ended up meeting you, by going through him. So when y'all start talking, complaining and whining about pedigrees, these are things that you young guys need to be aware of. Older guys already know better. And the ones that still struggling out there who still can't produce that yard that they've been looking for, really going through years of breeding. Yeah, I got this line. got this line. It's all Carver, it's Kobe, Bailey, Bingo, Mayday. All you're doing is carrying a pedigree that you're not working with, that you then fell into a line, that you're trying to breed, that has not produced none of the accolades in the genetics that the dog who became the great producer or whatever, you're not taking none of those genetics and putting them into something else that got those same genetics or something better. So when you breeding dogs, you got to take what's good. It's like with me, Red Ace. Okay, Grand Champion Ace. He kicked out a genetic trait to those dogs of ours, which was hard mouth back end. All right, that was genetic that carried it right on down to Brat. But when you put Mayday on there, look what I use. I use Mayday. Why I use Mayday? Mayday was already a son of Yellow John. Brat's mother, Red Ace's mother was all Yellow John. Only dog she was almost missing was Yellow. So here I got a son off of Yellow and an outcross with the Patrick Hollandworth shit. Turned into a grand champion. Later on turned into an all-win. Why would I not have those genetics and put them in with the genetics that I already have down here? I'm already lined up with him through the Yellow John. I'm already lined up. Yellow John was an ROM too. Champion Yellow John was already an ROM himself. So I'm taking genetics and I'm making even more of a superior dog. I'm making a better dog than Red Ace. Because I'm taking the genetics, the good genetics from there, and I'm already dealing with good genetics down here, and I'm putting it together, and that's where you come from with Brat. I take the same old attitude, take Brat's legitimate brother, and do the same thing when I bring to the Bruiser bitch. What was so much about the Bruiser? Wasn't much about the Bruiser, but what Bruiser had in him was the contact that I needed. I needed to get some more of that Patrick stuff. The Patrick stuff, this in Bruiser. With that Mikhail Sassy, because she had that Pants Nasty and all that stuff in there. And I take it back up here to a dog that's right off of Yellow. So I'm keeping the line, I'm just taking the genetics. Hey, Bruiser produced Ramel. That's where all that chocolate stuff comes from and our dogs. Brat's brother produced chocolate dogs. Why? Because it was in the genetics of Bruiser. It was definitely not in the genetics of Red Ace. It wasn't in the genetics of Amber. The genetics came from, you go look at it, Champion Romel. Champion Morel was a chocolate dog. So what did Little Mayday produce? He produced 2 puppies for me. One of them was chocolate, and the other one was like the mama.
Let's get back to the puppies.
Okay, so we're going back on, I mean, this is something you have to understand when we start, because genetics has everything to do with your puppies. Everything. So when your puppies ain't coming out acting right and looking right, I'm talking about a high level of puppies. That's why I'm in this genetics like I am. Because what I'm going to show you with these puppies ain't going to be worth a damn if your dog ain't got it in them anyway, based on the way you got them bred. It might give you a helping hand to maybe you can turn on some of these dogs that, little training don't never hurt to me. I'm always looking for an edge anyway. That's why I do what I do. So we have to deal with genetics, period. Because if you got a slow, scary-ass dog over there and you think you're going to go over here and get this dog to hit a rope or a rag or chase something and it's not in the genetics, you ain't going to get what you're looking for. If you don't have a dog that can produce a high drive, where was he supposed to get it from? The mama, the daddy? If it's not in the genetics, where are you supposed to get it at? This is why I'm all over your genetics before I even touch a damn puppy. Because I'm going to show it right off the bat. What you put on the chain might be the thing that keeps you from getting the results that you want anyway. So let's get back on the point that, let's say we got good genetics. Now I'm going to go on that fact because that's what I bred for. Good genetics. Okay? I'm looking for hot puppies. I can help my puppies get hot. By raising them the way I raise them, I help my puppies get hot. If they already want to be hot, then guess what? I'm going to make it hotter. Because I'm going to use it as a drive. Remember, it's all in the genetics. What do I expect to see? I'm expecting to see hyper puppies. Why? Because many dogs were a little on the nut side, you know. They all like, you know, they some of them grow up slow, but some of them, they come out popping. Mine just so happened to come out popping. And with Stone City dogs, you know, they don't really come out fast. Some of them come out fast, and then a lot of them come out a little slow. It'd be the better ones that come up slow is the ones that turn into the great ones. But you have to know the genetics of that line to pay attention to that. So you know what you're looking for when you're dealing with your puppies. You understand? All puppies are not the same. Puppies are not just puppies. It has a lot to do with the genetics of those puppies. You know, how those puppies are bred. And so I'm going to be talking in the aspect of me dealing with athletics, you know what I'm saying, genetics of dogs. So when they're 3 weeks, say, let me do a breeding. Okay, let me take one, for instance. I'm going to go with the baby litter now. Okay, we bred Little Buck. He was off of Stone City. Yellow Buck and Miss Nico, 2 champions. What's the genetics like? Well, one thing for damn sure, they were both champions at the time. Yellow Buck was a champion. He hadn't been a grand champion yet, but he was a champion. So I take them, and guess what? You got awesome baby off of Yellow. Why not? It was a great breeding. But I mean, look what I got. When I got Little Buck, I'm already coming off a champion and 2 champions, and one coming off of Yellow. So it would fit right in my line. And then the other piece of that puzzle was the fact that Little Buck had Grand Champion Buck right there. So I had the same thing, but now I got the yellow at the bottom coming from the bit side, and then I got Grand Champion Buck on the top side. Okay? Now that means now I have a yellow Grand Champion Buck Hollenberg cross. Put that together, and exactly what I'm telling you as the genetics coming together, this is what I'm expecting to see out of my young dogs. Out of my young dogs, one thing that I first started doing, when they come off the titty at 3 weeks old, they're starting to get goat milk soaked in Eukanuba puppy food. I used to feed mine Eukanuba puppy, but I used to use goat milk to pour around their food and let it soak up. Now they can still see. I'm taking them off the mama now. I didn't give them their first sets of shots of parvo. At 3 weeks, yes. At 3 weeks is when I first give them their first shot. I give them their first warming, and then I feed them their first meal off of mama. That's right. At 3 weeks. First time, they've been warmed, had their shots, and now they're eating out the pan. A lot of them are going to lick up that milk like crazy. But a lot of that milk is going to be sucked down in that food to make it a little soft. That's the purpose of me sitting there letting it soak. Puppy's going to be standing in the pan, standing all over the pan. It's a big, healthy pan. They're going to get their food in. They're going to try to suck up the rest of the milk. But there's going to be a lot of them start learning how to eat those kibbles, because they're not going to be hard. Okay? Then in the evening, before they go to bed, I bring mama back into the cage and I give the mama. But those puppies eat once in the morning, once in the evening, and they spend the night with mommy for that week. And the whole time, they're spending more time by themselves without mama. But mama coming in the evening, they're getting a little puppy milk. But by the end of that week, going into week 4, there's no more mama. No, there's no more mama. Mama don't even need to be around no more, because they done grew another week being weaned off of mama, spending days at a time being just with themselves. They're learning how to be a pack within themselves. So I'm looking for behavior as I watch. I watch how they eat. I watch who wants to growl over the food. I watch who wants to go in there and push the one who's growling. No, I'm going to growl too, and I'm going to come over here and push on you while you eat. You ain't going to get all the food. And then you're going to have some to go weed away. No, I don't want no trouble. I just want to eat. But this is how you watch your puppies. Okay? Going into week 4, when there's no more mama, they're going to be drinking and eating the goat's milk. And this is when they start being introduced to the water. This is when they start being introduced in that little cage with the little hanging cowhide or towel. Just hanging around in there. Give them something to do. They see that thing hanging, they're going to act just like a damn cat. They're going to be swinging at it and grabbing at it too. Once one figure out how to grab it and go with a shaking on it, you know, well, you can hang on a little bit. That's what everybody else going to do. They're going to pick up the activity. And this is going into this is week 4. They ain't but 4 weeks old. So yes, you can have your puppy grabbing that shit, wanting to get on the shit. You know, the other puppies want to get involved. Remember, the whole key is bring it down low enough where they don't have to have it all on the shit and stuff that they might be stepping into trying to mess it up. Me, personally, I hated to have puppies shitting in the cage. I used to clean my cages out 3 or 4 times a day so they can be active. And you know, and nothing worse than a puppy stepping in shit that's constantly all over the place, especially when they want to be moving around and being puppies. So I used to hang mine down just low enough, wouldn't touch the ground, but by the time their teeth get to grabbing and snatching strings off, then it's enough towel there for all of them. They start jumping and crawling all over each other's head. So now, going into week 5, that's right, week 5, this is when they're getting ready to get the chance to now run outside. Because remember, I gave them at week 3 their parvo shot. I didn't let them run around outside the yard. I gave them 2 weeks of incubation to make damn sure that when they make out there in that world right there, that they don't pick up nothing because they'd already been vaccinated for it. So now I can take my 5-week-old puppies outside. Now I got them outside. Now I'm taking the very same towel that they have and I'm tying my little brick poach thing to the little stick. And now we're out here chasing the stick. I mean, chasing the little rag. Remember, they're so used to a whole week of, now they outside and they're running free, and the only thing they recognize is that towel. Okay, now they got the towel down there on the ground, and now everybody wants to get the towel. Now we can get the towel. Now you get the whole time you watching the litter. I watch my litter. I run my litter. I let it go. One thing I never do though. When I see the bully, and that's the one that's already in his head, he's on. You just don't know it, but you're a good dog, man. You know that puppy on. Remember, it's the same puppy you got to deal with when they eating. It's the same puppy you got to deal with when they hanging up the towel in the cage. He's the main one trying to chase everybody. It's my towel. I don't want to do this. There ain't nobody else going to do this with me. Now he's the same one as why everybody's out there jumping on the towel. He's steady jumping on everybody else trying to get out the way. It's my towel. So that little puppy there, you got to take that little puppy because you don't want to slow up everybody else's process because he's running around there acting like a good puppy. That's not no joke. You take that little puppy and put him on his own time. Boom, when everybody else is out, go put his ass up. When you put everybody else back in their crate, or cage, or whatever you want to call this thing, your pins, then you put everybody else, then you bring him out and let him play with his own towel. Now he ain't got to scrapple and bite with everybody, and you just constantly continue to work on the drive that he has. The same drive that he was using to drive all them other puppies out of the shit that he wanted. Now you got him to do that on his own way. He ain't got to fight for none of that. He got to do all that. What you're working on is his focus. Because he wants that damn towel. When he gets focused, when he wants his food, one thing we know, he focused. He don't like sharing. So that's what you work with him. You just letting him chase that mug all he wants. And when he get it, go crazy. Yes, sir. You understand? Because you're not going to keep him in there with them other puppies long. He's going to have to be bought out and he's going to end up on a chain or in another box. Because now he's going to get to the point that you're going to have a food fight because as you take one out, another alpha in the litter comes to power. It be a male, female, it don't really matter, but it's a dog thing. They're pack animals. They're pack animals. You take one tough mug out, put him out, then guess what? There's going to be another one. Because you leave him in there, If you leave him in there because he wasn't playing with all the other puppies and the other puppies had a chance to grow and grow because they're not being shied away with his aggression, they turn into dogs like him. Their genetics start kicking in. There's nothing there discouraging them. There's nothing there afraid of them, so they developing into good little doggies. Now you bring his ass back in there and throw him in the food pan, you're gonna have people ready to challenge his ass. You have to understand that. So you gotta look out for that. You're gonna have another dog that then came of power and they're gonna be in the damn pan together and it's gonna be a problem. Now you're gonna have spilt milk and food all over the pen because now we got a little puppy fight. But this is what happens as you develop these dogs. You have to continuously remove. This is how I end up picking the dogs that I want. Who am I taking out the cage first? Boom, that one. Who's the next one? That one. And then next, that one. And this is what happens. They learn how to focus on chasing the towel already. They ain't but 5 weeks old. Already they're showing their genetic behavior. You understand what I'm saying? The stronger and the bigger and the growth, it starts growing in them. Especially when you got genetic dogs that are built for battle. Hunting dogs that are built for battle. They are definitely going to be different. And if you're smart, you don't sit there and let the litter be slowed by one damn puppy. You give them all a chance to grow continuously together. When you got a fast one, take him out. He might end up on the damn chain. He might end up in a whole nother a box by himself. Because he wants to beat up everybody. You know, he wants to take over everything. See, you do not let him discourage the growth and the development of the other puppies. This is how you find dogs that were growing up in litters turn up to be slow starters because, you know, they've been bullied on all and they litter and they grew into that behavior. Maybe as a puppy, it was the safest thing for them to be doing. And that shy shit. Because as they were puppies, you had all these game busters in there, and he didn't want to stick his nose in, or she didn't want to stick their nose in, because then they become shy dogs. They don't want to play with all the other dogs, and other dogs are sitting around there chasing the rag and want to chew it up and beat it up. You know, because they've been jumped on and scolded for being involved. So you don't want that to happen in your litter. Ain't none of your puppies supposed to ever lose anything. Don't even begin to even put that in their head. That it's all right to run or it's all right to back down. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that when that everybody has their role. As the litter changes, the leaders change. You know, you might have been the tough guy yesterday, but today you got one puppy that woke up saying that he wants to be the boss. He's ready to challenge the other puppies. So today when we get out there on the towel and he go bite me on the back of my head because he wants the towel and want me to get out the way, I'm going to turn around and bite the shit out of his ass back and we're going to get down. And no, you ain't taking the towel today. I want the towel today. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that right there. So them two right there, boom, go put them up. They can even live together. Because they can coexist. You might have a problem when it comes down to feeding time. You take one of them and put them in there with the weaker puppies. You know, the ones that ain't really spazzing. Because remember, guys, we're talking about 6-week-old puppies doing this. They're running around outside. They didn't have their second shots at 6 weeks. 6 weeks, they got their second shot in them. Why? Because I'm making sure that they catch no disease. Somebody can come on your yard with parvo, and the next thing you know, your puppy's got it, and they ain't even 8 weeks old yet. People say, why you give them to them so early? Why not? It takes parvo 2 weeks of incubation before you know your dog even got it. Okay? So when a dog, to me, when they start getting a little teeth in their mouth, they're going to go right into eating. I used to use goobers, you know the goober. I used to start it off, when I first started off, I forgot to tell you, When I first started off weaning off the mama, the first 2 meals that I gave those puppies the first 2 days was that goober cereal mixed with goat milk. And I made it a little soft the first day, remember, twice a day. And then as the second day came, I made it a little thicker and not so soupy. And by the third day, now I'm sitting my kibbles in the milk, and I'm letting the milk soften up my kibbles. Then I add my little goober cereal in there, mix it up, and let them eat. Nice, fat, healthy, clean puppies. Okay? So we're on the stage now, we're at 6 weeks, and they're a little bigger and they're a little bit more active. Again, you still see me using the towel or the rawhide. The thing that I'm trying to do with them, and remember I told you, I take out the ones that wants to cause trouble and try to scare everybody else away. I kind of lead them to their own. You know, I might bring them to two or three toughest ones out there that wants to bang up shit. I'll bring them out and let them run together. Because really their focus is not really on each other. It's really on the towel. They just dealing with each other because they don't want nobody else to have the towel that they want. Well, good. You got to fight for what you want. You go and fight what you want. But we cannot let that affect the other puppies that's not up to their level. So you have to protect those puppies. Because that's where all the damage is being done at. And most of these litters, when you have dogs that don't want to start up early, dogs who are shy, dogs who just get laid back, and, you know, they'll sit back and wait till everybody else eat, then come creeping up, sticking their head in there, licking a little bit, looking around at everybody while they're eating. Because they've been getting jumped on their whole damn life. And, you know, it's a problem up here. It's not in their heart. Because they may have those genetics. But you have to protect your yard and know what you're doing when you're raising these damn puppies. It's not just go feed them, clean up the shit, and you know what I mean? I used to clean up shit 3 or 4 times a day, man. Because I hate shitty puppies. I hate watching puppies run around in the cage in their own shit. To me, it's just asking for a problem, especially when you got them outside in those pens. When you got them outside in those pens, remember y'all spraying that wood down? That wood is wood. Wood soak up shit. Wood soak up diseases. You start spraying bleach all over the place up in there, thinking you killing everything. Yeah, you killing everything. You also killing your dog, your puppies. See, that bleach soaks into their bodies and they get that chlorine poisoning. So you can't do that. Lysol will do the same damn thing in that wood because the accumulating factor of the fumes and the stuff that's on those puppies' feet when it's wet is soaking into those puppies' body. This is why I always say use the little puppy pens, you know, the black cage pens. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to a certain age. Yeah, I can see them in a box with their mama. But when I go to doing this shit in 3 weeks, I want them in a regular cage. I don't want them running around in that puppy pen that I like to keep clean. I can't have that. I got to put them in something with a plastic floor. Put a whole bunch of paper in there. I can peel that paper off in layers and ain't got to change it. Whole bunch of paper in there and let them run all around in that shit. I don't care because all I got to do is go in there and grab a couple sheets. Because I got so much paper in there, all I'm doing is peeling sheets off. Don't just sit there and let them sit on the damn plastic floor. Especially if you ain't cleaning it every hour on the hour. Because that's exactly what you'll find yourself doing. No, you take it and you put piles of layers of sheets of paper on it. Layers. So all you have to do is go in there and peel up your layers. Peel up your layers. Keep putting layers on top of it. That's the way you want to take care of that situation. And again, we're talking about 6-week-old puppies now. Now we're moving up to 7 and 8. These are totally different dogs by the time they start hitting around 7 and 8. You know, a lot of my damn puppies at 7 and 8 weeks old was on the chain. I have puppy chains and puppy collars for those badasses. And yes, I had to put some dogs on the chain at 7 and 8 weeks old.
Why? Because you go in there one day, you find yourself a dead-ass puppy, look like he been chewed and mauled on. It's because this one bully puppy jumped on him, and a pack of dogs, even in the puppy game, you go down, everybody getting your ass. Everybody turning into a tough guy. And that's just how a pack works. They're still dogs. They're still pack animals. So you have to understand, when you have a bully in your pen that you think is cute, or you got two dogs in your pen because they puppies, and you think it's cute because they done busted out into the middle of banging during feeding time, you really don't know how much damage you're doing to those two puppies. Because one of them fall down and go down, everybody else gonna eat his ass up. And I'm pretty sure there's some stories out there you guys can can probably tell me. I know exactly what he's talking about. He's sure right about that shit. Especially when you dealing with some hot ass genetic shit. You got them hot ass genetic dogs out there that's got that superior active growth in them. You know, you can almost, most of us can look at dogs when they was growing up and know that they were going to be dogs that's going to be hard to be. I know I seen it. I seen dogs, man, that I used to watch, you know, and especially when I talk about, I could say Baby and them litter, because Baby and Buck Rogers were the slowest puppies in the litter. And you know why they were the slowest? Because them red brindle mamas was running around trying to kill everything in the litter. One of them name was Yellow Day. His name was Yellow Day. He was on the chain at 7 weeks old. At 8 weeks old, he had a partner up in there with him. You know, he had a little brother. His brother's name was Bucko. He was a nutcase. So Bucko and Yellow Day, both of these dogs, when they were 7 weeks old, were put out there on the chains with all the other dogs. Now, the things what I used to do with my baby puppies is I used to take them and I would chain them up between my older dogs. And there was a reason why I did that. Because I can take that puppy and stick him on the chain, he's hot as hell. You know what I mean? I want him to get used to seeing these other dogs. You know, here's the new kid on the block. He's running around. He's nervous the first day. But when he see how them other dogs around him acting, he going to start acting like them too. And he going to start feeling comfortable where he living. So I used to always take my little 7-week-old puppies and stick them right there between my older dogs. I'm talking about dogs that were already up and coming. Which at the time wasn't nobody but Brad and Pretty Mama. You know, Little Buck. It wasn't a whole big yard. It was just a couple. So I had a chance to stick them and let them grow. And as time came down, then it was D-Day. You know, and then it was Buck Rogers. He was in the last, him and Baby was the last two dogs to go out there. But there wasn't the scary dogs. It was for some reason that nobody just didn't really fuck with those dogs. You know, not even Yellow Day or Bucko, and they would jump on everybody. You know what I'm saying? They just left them two little yellow dogs alone. They were little yellow, pretty little dogs. They didn't really bother with them. You know, and they didn't really try to jump in and make no ruckus with everybody. But you can best believe, by the time they was 8 weeks old, they was on the chain. So I'm saying between 7 and 8 weeks old, and I would have to even go as far as 9 weeks old, because I would keep a puppy in that damn crate, as many of them as I possibly can, until they were old enough to be able to go out on the chain. And why are you not going on the chain? Because you cannot live with your litter mates no more. You are becoming a danger to the litter mates. As long as y'all can live together, I'll leave them together. But when they become a danger, and you're going to know at feeding time, you're going to know when it comes down to the rag, because the rag thing is still a teaching. I'm training them to have drive. I'm training them to get that little thing that they're trying to show you. I want that rag. I'm going to kill that rag when I get that rag. Guess what? I'm building on it.
I'm making it easy in the beginning for them to get it and like shaking on it, like growling, like pawing out, while everybody jumping on his back, making him even madder. It's building his intensity up. It's giving him drive. But guess what? It gets harder to catch more and more and more and more. Now you got them all stuck to the towel. Oh boy, every time they seen that mug, they pow. Now everybody on it. They climbing on top of each other. They climbing up the damn towel, hanging onto the towel, close to my hand. I'm hanging it up like this. Whole damn litter hanging on, shaking. Because each day I made it harder for them to get it. Each moment became more of a drive moment. How bad do you really want to get it? And then when you get it, what you gonna do with it? That's how I used to be with them. Remember, I'm not letting nobody lose. Nobody loses this. I don't care if I got to start putting everybody back on the chain. Okay, and now I'm down to these two puppies here. They're going to get a chance to do what everybody else is doing. Catch up. They don't have to worry about nobody jumping on them, getting into a fight with them because they can grab the towel. You know what I mean? This is what, you don't want that to happen. You don't want them to have to step back. Never step back. Never let your puppy step back. You get that damn puppy that's want to be ahead of everybody, get his ass out of there. Because you ain't doing nothing but hurting your damn litter. Get them dogs out of there and keep developing. It's called development. Drive development. The harder you make it for the puppies, the more drive they're going to want to have it. They didn't have a taste of it. I didn't have a taste of shaking that damn. I want that damn thing. I want that thing so damn bad. I can't wait. All of them now, they're all hyper. And all you're doing is getting prepared for the bite work that they're going to learn down the line. So usually when you have a good litter that's got them kind of attributes to them where you know that you can look at them and watch them grow, you can almost tell which ones are going to stay and which ones are going to go. Now let's talk about the ones that I was talking about earlier. You know the ones who want to go breed to a great dog when you know you didn't try, when there's nothing there to the bottom to add to that. You're just adding a great dog to something that you know genetics is not there to do anything. Just nothing but the hopes and the belief in your mind. Genetic-wise, ain't nothing there. Or you would have had something by now. So you finally took a breed and said, I'm going to go breed to this motherfucker right here. Still got to remember them bad habits that kept you away from having anything? Like I said, you just added something great to it. You just also washed it down with your weak shit too. So you're going to see all those things in your litters. You're going to see all the great ones with the attributes. Oh, yeah, he acting just like their daddy because he's sure been acting like their mom or vice versa. You wouldn't have been forced to be, making decisions that causes you to go out and say, I need to stop breeding on my own shit and go breed to this mug over here. Okay? Those are major things. Are you going to be a breeder or are you going to be a hunter? Because hunters, we're building hunters. Breeders, they got so many damn dogs, they can't spend that kind of time out there with them dogs. They're steady breeding them to sell them. Because if they're not using them, what else they doing with them? Question to be asked. You got a goddamn guy out there that's doing his dogs and hunting with them, or you going to see some activity on the yard.
Can you effectively treat soil and get rid of pothole now?
Do what?
You was asking, can you effectively treat your soil to get rid of pothole?
No, sir. You cannot. Look, somebody asked, can you treat your soil to keep from getting parvo? Permethrin is not a disinfectant. Bleach is. Bleach is. Remember what bleach? Remember, you can have parvo, corona, and everything. When you jump in a pool, that chlorine gonna smack it right off your ass. You can sit in a pool of water with chlorine. Everybody get out the pool. A motherfucker just took a diarrhea shit in the pool. You ain't gonna see nobody go in there and do nothing. They're gonna dump the pool. Dump the poo and then fill it right back up. Clean that shit up, and then they're going to fill it right back up with chlorine water. Chlorine. Chlorine. But you got to remember something. When you put chlorine down, you have to let chlorine dry. You cannot put chlorine down and leave your dog paws on chlorine. Especially if you're treating the yard. If you put that shit on the ground, your dog is going to have a reaction to the chlorine. Look, fellas, I had a reaction. I was sick, and I'm always washing my pans in chlorine water, bleach water. I used to have a big ass 50-gallon bucket. I used to fill it halfway up with water, really 3/4 full, and I used to take all my pans. I had stainless steel pans and threw them all up in there. Now in that water there's bleach. And I used to wash out those pans and stack them up. Stacking pans, washing pans with bleach. But if I would have had to go spray my yard and I got parvo, you better find out where it's at. Because if you have parvo is really usually not around the chain space unless there was a chain space that the dog had parvo or picked up parvo. Parvo is usually where somebody done walked onto your yard that's been around somebody else's dog who has had that shit, and they have been walking around with the virus on their shoes, on their hands, or on their clothes. That's how parvo moves. It moves just like the coronavirus. Damn near just like it. And it takes 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks before you even know your dog got it. It's been incubating before you ever knew you got it. So if your dog got parvo, you got the thing back 2 weeks. When you find some time you realize you got it, you got the thing back 2 weeks. How did that shit get over here? Something happened. You either went to somebody's yard, went to some old doggy park, somewhere around there, and one of your animals picked the virus up. Maybe you picked it up. Or maybe somebody came to your house and dropped it off. But you can treat parvo with bleach. Just like you can treat your ground with bleach. But the thing is, you cannot just go soaking up your yard and spraying it with bleach all the time, dealing with the parvo, and then putting your dog out there while the sand is wet. If you're living on dirt, yes, you can spray bleach, but you don't need to be putting your dog out there until that area dries. Let the bleach do what it do. We don't need it doing anything to our dog. We need it to kill the virus that's on the yard. So you don't go treating an area with any type of chlorine unless you got somewhere to put your animals until that ground dries. Because chlorine gonna go right to work. It's gonna go right to work. You spray that mud with some water and then come behind it with that bleach. If there's parvo out there, it's gonna be gone by the time that ground dry. Especially if you do it in a 3-day treatment. See, I believe in doing a 3-day treatment. Because remember, pools are constantly under chlorine tabs. If you got water treatment systems at your homes, you know that big salt bucket? You know that bucket? That bucket has bleach in it too. Chlorine, bleach. Same thing. Chlorine and bleach, same thing. But you're swimming in at the pool, same thing. So yes, you can treat many viruses and outbreaks on your yard with permethrin and bleach. I've never been a fan of disinfectants, okay? You know, they're good to have when you have a kennel in concrete. Disinfectants come along real good. Bleach and disinfectants, because it takes too long for the bleach to dry up on concrete. You understand what I'm saying? It does. And you know, you ever took some bleach and poured it on something, and then the next day come back and pour some water on it and then smell it? What you gonna smell? That bleach is supposed to be gone, right? It is gone, because it's a liquid and it's supposed to evaporate if it's outside. But the ingredients to making the bleach will be activated. That's why I said you do a 3-day treatment. If you really want to get rid of some parvo that's on your yard or something like that, you do it 3 days and then you ain't got to do it no more. But just remember, when you got parvo, then you didn't have parvo 2 weeks on your yard. So that means that didn't have a chance to spread around because you've been walking from dog to dog to dog to dog. You been walking from dog to dog to dog to dog. So, yes, it becomes dangerous because you may be the carrier of it. You may be the one that even brought it on there. That's why you don't let guys come over and look all over your damn puppies and touch your shit. Don't be too quick at that, especially when you got dog men. Dog men coming over to see your litters, they be the first ones to bring the shit with them. Even the fleas. Fleas come in from dog people. Guys that got fleas on their yard, 9 times out of 10, you start picking up fleas, they came from somebody. Either you was on the yard with fleas, or somebody been over your house with fleas and dropped a couple of them off. So, yeah, it's very important that, you know, these are the things that's going on when you raising your puppies, especially for you newcomers that's trying to break in here and start from scratch. You're trying to build something. These are things that's very important with just the puppies. You just not know hanging them on out there, letting them grow up. Man, I got big plans for him. And look, you got big plans for him. Then the best thing you can do for that puppy is listen to what I've been telling y'all. Don't never let your puppy lose, ever. Don't never let your puppy lose. Let your puppy develop by helping him develop. Don't let him develop on his own. That's like sticking a child out there in a house and letting the child raise itself, and the only thing you do is go and make sure the child eat. No type of development. Just feeding the damn kid. What kind of kid you think you're gonna have? So what kind of puppy do you think you're gonna have if you're not protecting the puppy and helping the puppy develop properly? Some of these dogs I'm talking about, man, when you have great dogs, some of them don't need no help. Some of them don't need no help. Sometimes the best thing to do is when they're sold or you fall in love with him and you don't want everybody to be asking, oh, I want that puppy. You pick that puppy up and put him over there. So you ain't got to worry about nobody asking about him. No, I'm keeping that one. I want that one. Oh, you don't even want that one around for nobody to see. See, because you done already separate him from him because I like him. Okay, so you're going to put him away and you trying to sell some puppies. You're going to be up there. You ain't going to have him around everybody else. And see, you just helped everybody else to develop because you done took the bully out, the alpha. They're not really bullies, they're alphas. They're animals. They're going to be a leader. Puppies are not. Grown puppies, they're still pack dogs. They're still pack animals. And they have pack animal instincts. And each one of them get a chance to develop as you grow. Now we at 8 weeks old, guess what we got? We got dogs out on chains. Some of them on chains, you might have a couple of them still in the box, being laid back and cool. But as long as you continue taking them out, letting them get their exercise by working on their drive, you're teaching them drive, their instinct to drive. How bad do you really want this towel? I'm making it harder and harder so when you do get it, you are releasing your fury. He didn't chase that damn thing for the last 5 minutes. He didn't finally caught up with it. That's how most of them is. They be determined because I'm not going to let him fail. I'm not going to let him give up. I'm not going to push him so hard that he loses interest. No. I'm going to give him just enough drive to make him work for it. And when he get it, release your fury. And I'll be excited like hell, screaming and hollering, that's it, boy. Get in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Puppy hear you. The puppy is realizing that's a communication to him. Get him. Get him. And he going to give you what you want. Especially when they start shaking, then you really start tapping them on the back and stroking them. Yes, sir. Let him notice, oh, that's what I want you to do. When you see your puppy shaking something, stroking right across his back. Don't fuck with his head. No, you stroking right across the back. Leave his head alone because the head's for something else. When you stroke him across the back and you showing excitement, and good boy, watch his tail. That's going to tell you when you're doing it right, because it's going to do this. It's going to really do this. If it was doing it like this right here before you stroked him, soon as you stroke him and say, yes, sir, good boy, he going to do this. Now you're doing this. And now you really want to work. Every time he shake, you stroke him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, watch how his tail go. You're going to know when you're communicating. He's not going to have to stop and say, yeah, do that again. No, he's going to be up just showing you that, hey, I'm doing what he wants me to do. This must be good. I'm going to keep on doing it. And we're talking about 8 weeks to 10-week-old puppies. You're already training them. The most important thing, the drive, the instinct in their drive. The will to want something so bad and then exploding. Exploding with intensity as a puppy. A puppy will show you this. The ones that are slower, you gotta give them time. Don't rush them. Usually, most dogs that are fast and come out like that and it turn out to don't be shit because y'all made them that way. Y'all caused them to be garbage. Oh, he was bad as hell. By the time he got older, goddamn, he was nothing but a piece of shit because you were so busy showing him off instead of training him and working with him and kept letting him bump and hit shit that you took the puppy out of him. You took the puppy right out of him. You didn't give him a chance to develop properly. So they grow up with this thing, and then when the pressure gets heated on their ass, they quit. Yeah, he was hot, but you didn't do much with him. You did a whole lot of showing him off, running him up in front of dogs. That ain't training him to do shit. That's just showing off to your buddy that he hot. When did he ever do that and had a chance to develop a drive to really be Okay? It gets to a point that if you don't do this and stay up here, it goes this. Psst. He's doing all this noise making, but there's nothing there but that. And you let him go up like that. And then as soon as somebody put a little pressure on his ass where he ain't getting his way, oh, this is something brand new. No, I ain't never been pushed to this point. He quit. Fuck around that house once, quitting at 8 months old. I done seen him do it. I done seen him quit at 12 months old. I done seen him do it. The hell is the goddamn dog doing stopping at 8 and 12 months old? What the fuck is y'all doing? Okay? What is y'all doing? I won't let one put a teeth of mine. I showed off one time. One time. Because I never had a litter like this. Them damn yellow buck Miss Nico puppies bred into that sassy girl, baby, and yellow buck and Buck Rogers. Psh, man, look, 7 weeks old, 4 of them was already on dog chains. By the time they was 12 weeks old, man, I introduced them to hardcore in Stone City. This is before the buck shit ever touched the Mayday shit. And when I showed them what a litter looked like when you can do the things that I was doing with them, and you can sit there and watch 6 little puppies scratching like grown dogs. Not no bumping their heads, none of that shit. Just go over there and stick them over there and then stick that one right over there. Just let them go. The whole damn litter. At 12 weeks old. Damn right didn't none of them go nowhere for a long time. None of them never left the yard. If I had my way, you know, I sent off Bucko because there's no use of Bucko. He was a brood dog. I couldn't do nothing with him. When I got his brother who's a match dog, I don't need him. I'm breeding my match shit. What the hell am I gonna use him for? So I sold him. And he ended up in somebody else's yard. Jefferson's Bucko. Baby littermate brother. Man, you can find him out there, triple cross, all kind of cross with that dog. So the dog had to be a good dog. The dog had to be a good dog because you can go out there and find him being bred up to a bunch of bitches a couple times. Like you see them breeding mate too. They got dogs out there being bred off of Bucko the same way. But this was off of that one litter. The one litter that had a chance to do what I call, my abilities of training dogs in dog development, I used on a bunch of damn puppies. That's what started me. My first real litter of dogs was that litter. And I did everything that I could possibly do the right way with that litter, as far as the drive, the work, and all this shit that I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling you what I did to get these dogs to the point that they were at. These dogs got to that point by me putting time in them. Them dogs learned how to hit here and hit here, all off of starting off with that damn towel. The damn towel, y'all. Nothing but a towel. And I turned around and do the exact same thing. The exact same thing. I ain't had a dog in damn near since 2008. 2008, and got me a little baby Malinois and had him fully trained by the time he was 11 weeks old. 11 weeks old, this puppy was hitting shit. This puppy was on hand signals. This puppy would eat your ass up. By the time he was 11 weeks old. Oh, I got a video. I'll show it to y'all. I can show it to you. And you can do the same thing you seen what I'm doing with that puppy. You can do the same thing to a pit bull. You put the time in them. Put the time in them and help them develop. You would get out of that shy shit. Dog's only shy because you got him he's been living in a shy situation. You want a hot dog, you want to turn him on, you turn him on. But you don't turn him on to ruin him. You turn him on and have him grow with that confidence. And as he grows, everything becomes even harder. I make it even harder. I make it even harder. Where's that thing at? My little doggy thing I was using for him to fight on.
I didn't know you bought it in.
I thought I did.
No, I don't know about that.
I might have to check on that, y'all. Yeah, I might have to run out there and see if I can find it. Well, there's another little bite thing that I use growing up, as they were growing up, okay? And I used that. I got off the towel, and I used the one thing that, I don't know if y'all seen my first video, but in my first video, I used those kind of tools called biting tools, And what I did with those tools is I used to use them to, now I'm not using the towel, when it's the string, it was so easy to bite, because remember, by grabbing the towel, they got used to biting it, right? And getting their mouth on it, but you'll notice they use more of the front of their mouth. When you see them as puppies, you'll pay attention to them. You'll notice. I know it's at. It's on the barbecue stand. You'll notice as puppies, when they're doing it with the towel, that they don't bite with their whole mouth. They're literally grabbing it with them little skinny old needle teeth. Okay? You every once in a while you'll see them grab it with their whole mouth, but that's because they're trying to grab it to make sure that they got them a good grip on it. Okay? But you can guarantee by the time that they chomp down 3 times, they're holding it with the tip of their mouth. You want to teach your puppies as they get older. Why? Because there's a lot of it, they're hanging on it. Remember? When you're using the towel, you're starting pulling up because you got a bunch of damn dogs grabbing it, so you're constantly pulling up. So they're always trying to hang on and not let go. They're not biting with their full mouth. Okay? Now, as they get older, I start giving them tools like this right here. See that? See how thick that is? It's not much there to grab or hold of with the tip of your mouth. You see that? I'll never let them bite the ends, because when they bite the ends, you see the little thing, they're only biting with the tip of their mouth. So by the time they're around 3 months old, I'm teaching them how to put their mouth on this. See, they can't just put their little teeth down in there no more. They got to put their mouth on it. And I'm telling them to put your mouth on it. All right? 3 months old. I'm using this right here. Now I got this on a string, running it around the yard, letting everybody dive in on it, grabbing it, everybody. I ain't got to really joke it up in the air no more and let them hang on a piece of string or cloth. Now I can leave it down there, give everybody a chance to bite on it and pull it. Because they're learning how to grab a hold of it. They know that just chomping it with their teeth, front of their mouth ain't gonna get it. No, they need to grab it and they want to put their whole mouth on it. And when as they're learning to do that, you're still teaching them. Why? Because remember what I told you, response gets a response. If you respond to me by biting like I want you to, I'm going to respond to you by stroking you across your back. By now, he's used to me stroking him across his back, knowing that he's doing good. Constantly stroking across the back, not the head. The head's going to come later. Okay? Now we up to around 4 or 5 months old. This is when I introduced these young dogs to it. You know, in my later years, I used to use my treadmill on my young dogs. But time and changed and people then got a little smarter and they then made these things called bite boxes. Okay, this is a bite box right here. Looks just like a treadmill, don't it? That's what they call a bite box. It's set up just like a treadmill, but you notice there's no slats on it. But it looks like a treadmill. What's the purpose of that box? The same thing I used to use it for the treadmill. That box right there gives me, that box would give me what I would need far as training, but strictly one-on-one. One-on-one is what I would call it. I would have one-on-one. See it? It's just like a treadmill. Sit the little dog down in there, hook him up with the harness, and now it's just me and him. Bring that little thing in there. Bring that in there on him, and he see it. Oh, I know that toy. Woo! Bring it over here. Bring it a little closer. A little closer. You understand what I'm saying? Don't just hand it to him. Let him know it's coming. He see it. He's barking. He reacting. Ha, 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 ha. And guess what? Let him do that for a minute. Let him get used to being inside the box. Let him concentrate on what you've been working on. This is what you've been working with. This will take his mind off of where he at. Now he just know that I don't know where I'm at, but I know that toy right there, and I know I can bite the shit out that thing. Get a little closer, a little closer. All right? Sticking right on in there. Now that box comes in real handy. It's better to me than the flirt pole because I'm not concentrating on nothing but his mouth and his behavior. I can teach him so many things from that right there. To grab it with his whole mouth by using the right tools. Use the right tools. It even works better for you with the right tools. See, as they get older, when I said 5 or 6 months now, these dogs are starting to get a little older, right? Yes, they will. They're going to start getting older. You know, and I'm trying to find okay, let me see. Here they go. When I start doing that, now I'm at around 5, 6 months old. We're not dealing with a little tiny dog no more. We're a little healthy little dog. Some of these boys be big as hell, you know what I mean? But the bite, once I got him into my bite bar, I'm using more of things like this right here. If you notice the cushiony part, you see the handle there? There's a handle right there. There's a handle on both sides of those. We use these kind of materials, y'all, in dog training for guard dogs. Now, you got to remember something. The only difference between my Malinois and my pit bulls was one would eat the hell out of a human and the other would eat the hell out of a dog. Both of them had the same fucking concept. Both my dogs had the same idea based on what I was training. I need a game dog to eat ass a human being up, regardless of how hard you want to fight. I got one that's going to stay on your ass until you give up. Same mentality I use in the damn dogs. So when I'm training my dogs, whether it be a pit bull or a Malinois, German Shepherd, or a Doberman Pinscher, everybody who know me would tell you I've always had dogs that eat your ass up. Pelican Bay, I see him. He's a dog trainer. He should be a good damn dog man because he's a good dog trainer. He understands the concept of dog. So I'm pretty sure Pelican Bay, if you out there, man, I know you can relate to what I'm talking about because I've seen your work and I'm impressed with your work as well, my friend. It works with the dogs. Better let them know. I need a receipt. Things like this teaches them how to bite with their mouth. See that little piece in the middle? It's a wedge. As you see, it comes to a point. A point. You put them back in that little box. And when you put them in that little box, you put your hands in that little thing there and you walk up on the dog. He's not understanding that because that's not his regular toy. But the fabric, if you notice, the fabric is the same fabric that I'm using here. See? Same fabric that I'm using here. Except it's now, this gets wider, the wedge gets wider, and I have a handle for him to reach out and grab. See? I don't want him to grab like this. I want him to grab like that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get a piece of equipment that has wedge to it. So when he bites on it, he's going to put his whole mouth on it. He can't do anything. He can't bite the tip of it. And when he bites it, he wants to put his mouth on it. It's going to really cause him to put his whole mouth down on it. And that's what you want. You want them to be able to put their whole mouth on it. Remember now, we're talking about 5-month-old, 6-month-old dogs. Mentally, you ought to know how they're acting. If I've been doing this crazy shit with them in their development ever since they was 3 weeks old. Now they 4 and 5 months old and 5 and 6 months old. How do you think their development is at this point? How do you think they drive is? How do you think they're going to act when I put them in that box? They don't know what the hell that box is. This is something new to them. But as soon as they see something that's familiar to them and they know what that is, they're going to be like, whoa. So you just start off with something that you know they're normal to, and you give them the same ass thing, make everything with their drive. Remember, at 5 and 6 months old, they should have a lot of spunk. They should have a whole lot of drive sitting around in that box, shaking the hell out of that motherfucker, trying to get to that damn thing. They ain't even paying attention to it no more because their mind is even focused. Oh, I see it. I want it. That's what I'm be talking about. Okay? These are things that works for you. When you bring that thing up in front of your puppy, there's the edge. You see how it looks? You see that? It's set right there for just your dog. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I like to put, when I start introducing them to those right there, I like putting a leash on their chain, on their collar, right there. They're hooked to a harness in the box, okay? And it's just like a treadmill. You guys ain't never had a treadmill. Guys ain't never seen a treadmill. I mean, some of you new guys, you know, I'm just going to point it out to you. You know, I guess I have to bring you back to the box. The box. They're in the box. You see that little opening right there. Okay, he can come all the way out there. You see that? That chain is going to get him just reach to put his head where I need it at. Not hanging over it, not reaching over it, but just enough to get past there so I can be right there in front of him. So when his head comes past those two walls, I have nothing but control over that head past the wall. Remember, I want his head to be past those two barriers on the side. Now, I want to be able to stand there in front of it. So when his head comes behind that barrier and he grabs something, I cannot stroke him on his back. I can only stroke him on his head. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I start talking about bite development. Why do I got the leash on the puppy's collar? The reason why I got the leash on the puppy's collar is because when he bites down, remember, I got my hands on the bar, okay? Remember, I got my hands on the bar. And it's right there in front of him. So when he grabs it, right? If he doesn't grab it the way I want him to grab it, then I'll grab his leash and I'll pull him towards me. You understand what I'm saying? When I'm pulling him towards me, I'm pulling back on my bars with one hand. I'm pulling him. Remember, he got his mouth on there, but he only got the mouth, the piece of he ain't got his whole mouth. So you know he can't go so far because I'm pulling him forward, right? But I'm also pulling my bar back just enough. As I'm pulling him forward, guess what he's going to try to do before he loses, guys? What he's going to try to do? He's going to try to yard it. Yeah, that's it. Then I release him. Boom. Now I got him. Now I'm patting him on the head. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I wanted. Get that mouth on there. Now I'm teaching him not to just start prying pressure. I'm teaching him how to bite the wedge bar. I'm teaching him how to bite the wedge bar. All right? That's the whole point of that. It's to
Whole thing just got distracted. This went nuts.
Uh-oh, y'all. Hold on, fellas.
It's back.
Okay.
It's back.
Well, y'all, see, I told y'all that'd be me doing that. I get excited and shit, and then I get to all that crackling. And I want y'all to understand every word I'm saying here. But what I'm trying to teach him, that when I pulled him forward, remember, he's already on a harness. He can't go too far. But I got him far enough that, and I'm bringing back my thing. He still got the on his front of his mouth on it. He don't want to lose it. As soon as you see him open up to grab it again, that's when I release all that and I push it back into him so he can grab it. Once he grabs it and he gets his whole mouth on it, that's all we're working on. We're not working on him grabbing and shaking. We're not working on him grabbing at the front of the mouth and snatching back. I'm not working on none of that. What I'm working on is when he grab it, I want him to grab it with his whole mouth. Remember, it's a wedge. It's a wedge. If he bites the wedge, he's biting up here now and not just the tip. So that means he has to open up his mouth and bite all the wedge on the top and the bottom. When you put the whole mouth on it and he bites down, that's what you want him to do. You're teaching him how to put his whole mouth. Because the back of these damn things, the shit that they break bones with, this is what I'm trying to get to work on. I don't want to do no work with the fangs. I need to work on them cutters. The real damage is right there in the back of the mouth. The power is in the back of the mouth. So that I'm teaching them to bite with their whole mouth. 7 and 8, 9 months old, I'm still dealing with a dog that's doing the same thing. But it's not like it's something we do every day, but it's something we do a lot. By the time he's really 10, 11 months, 12 months old, he's putting his whole damn mouth on that bar. He's got enough head rubs where I can sit there and bring him forward just a little bit and say bite, and I should be able to feel it. When I say bite, 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 he'll be able to, you can feel his mouth sinking down into that wedge. Yeah. And when you're feeling it, that's when you really give him that praise. You give him that praise, go, yes, sir. That's a boy. That's a boy. Watch the tail. If he listen to you and he understand you, you're going to see the tail. Yes, he hearing you. Yes. That's letting him communicate back to you that, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So this is how I teach my young dogs bite work. As they get older, the bite gets bigger. The pressure gets bigger. Then now I don't even have to worry about them biting now. Now I can put a leash on my bite bar and sit back and just sit there and pull just a little bit and have their whole mouth sitting on that bar, on that bite. And they just sitting there holding it. I can lean back. Remember, I ain't trying to have no tug of war. I'm trying to work his jaws. You know what I mean? I can release him a little bit if I feel he got a lot of mouth in it, but if I need to see him bite harder, I just pull him forward a little bit and pull back on that, and you're gonna feel him biting down into it. Then we'll stroke him on the head. Good boy. Right there, right there. Sometimes I used to take the younger dogs as they just not getting into it, I would pull them close. When I got one hand on the bar, holding it, right? I would let them have the bar, and I would take and push their face down right there into the bar. Bite, stroke. Bite, stroke. Now I'm holding the leash. He's got it in his mouth, but I'm holding the leash to me tight so he can't back up and turn this into a tug of war, because I don't want it to be a tug of war. I'm pulling him forward with just me and his head, and I'm pushing down on his mouth. One hand under the chin, and the other hand on top of the muzzle. Bite! That's a boy. And I'll hold it a little bit. That's a boy. Yes, sir. And I'll come up, watch the tail. I can put my hand back in there and hold it again and tug it a little bit, and I can feel him crunching. You understand what I'm saying, gentlemen? I'm doing all this at an early age. 11, 12 months old, we biting shit. Okay? This is the things that you develop. You're developing something. You're developing your dogs.
Your puppies, yeah.
They're still puppies. You know, you're not out here trying to show off to everybody, showing you got hot puppies. Remember, I'm letting every single one of these dogs win. And each time I make it harder and harder to give them the drive. It's not just going to be able to grab that mug. Now I'm teaching them that I have two of these. I use this and my bar. I start off with my bar, let him do his grab, right? And then I take the bar and while I got it in this hand, and I'll stick this right there on the corner edge of the meal, of my bite box, right? And he knows what this is. He's familiar with this, right? Okay? And I'll start pointing to it. Right there. Get this one. This one right here. Get this one, boy. Come on, get this one. Know what he gonna do? He gonna see me pointing to it. Get this one. And he gonna let go and he gonna grab it. Why? Because he's used to this one too. Now I'm really stroking. Yes, sir. That's my boy. It may take him a day or two to catch on. But guess what? I can put that bite bar in his mouth, let him grab it after about the third or fourth day and point at this thing. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to let that bar go and he's going to grab that mug now. I'll put that back in my hand and then point at that one. It's right here, boy. This one right here. This one right here. This one right here. Guess what? He's going to let this one go and go hit that one. This is how we point bite direction. Remember, it takes a development. We're going in through stages. Now I'm being able to point. I can put it down in front of him, and he's got the bite bar in his mouth. I put this little thing in front of him, right there in front of him, right there on the damn box. I'm telling him to get that right there, right there, right there, right there. He's used to me hand right there, right there, right there. To develop between my communication saying right there, right there. He's going to let it go and go see what's right there. Remember, he can't see what's up under his neck. He's too busy fighting this damn bar. But he's going to have enough confidence in it. I'm saying something is right there. He's going to look and see what's right there. And when he see it, he's going to grab it. This is what we call directional pointing, where I can direct him to where I want him to bite. Now we got a 12, 13-year-old dog going on direction. I can got so good I can just put him down there and just pull one up, let him work on one, pull one over here to the side, let him snatch it on this side, drop that. Okay, I'll put this one on the wall. Okay, I want you to go with the wall, the floor, the side. Wall, floor, side. And whatever I'm pointing at, I want you to go after. And then the whole time is he's concentrating and he's being focused on what he's being told to do. He's being focused even on what he's doing. Remember, you're building up so many levels of not only his intensity, but his senses and brains. You know what I mean? I mean, this is, and you're giving him the exercise and the education to be a hunter. Remember, the box is only used for bite work. When you pull away and he wants to get back on there because you didn't took it away from him, he's going to be acting like a damn fool inside that box. Oh my God, he done took my shit away. I'm going to kill that shit, man. Come on, please, bring it back over here. Just bring it back over here. He's going to be screaming for it. Scratching the goddamn ground for it. I mean, standing up in there. And the whole time, I'm encouraging him. I want his ass. Yes, sir. So when he finally get in there and get what he want, he going to go in there and get it the right way because he was trained the right way to get it. He knows how to get it. He knows if I point to that one over there, he know to go get it. You know, if I point to this over here, go get it. This is 11, 12 months old. By the time he's turning 16 months old, I'm doing something totally different, gentlemen. I'm giving him a little of that work, but guess what else I'm doing now? Now I'm teaching him with the same old shit, this right here, in the bite bar. Now I got him pulling weight harnesses. I got weights on him now. I get out there in the open field of grass. Why grass? Because chains and tires, you know, work real good on grass because the dog has to dig in. You do it on concrete, it messes up their feet. And it makes the pull even a little easy because it's damn near gliding across the ground. I don't want it to glide. I want a little force so I can use a little muscle to pull it. So I take this right here. Why I take this right here? What have he been learning all his life about this right here? He wants to eat this mug up. His bite bar, what he's been learning. So I have no problem. None at all, because I never let him lose. In the end of the day, when he finally get a chance to go tear into this thing, I let him have it. I let him have it. I let him sit there and work that bug up, be all inside the box, shaking the hell out of it, banging their head against the wall when they get that damn thing. I finish it out like that. I give them their reward. They work so hard to bite on it that when they finally get a chance to work it over, I let them work it over. One thing I don't do to pit bulls that I do to my Malinois is I don't make them release it on command. See, I don't make my bull. There's never a let go, give it here, a command to tell him to give it to me. No, if I got to get a down breaking stick and break him off, he'll never get the command or learning from me to tell him to let anything go because he don't have to. My Malinois or my German Shepherds or my Dobermans or Rottweilers or anybody else is being trained on something like this, they are being also trained to when I say release, you're going to release it. I don't give a damn how mad your ass is. There's a difference. But to build up to that point, that's the only difference between my bulldogs and my training, protection training dogs. All right? But he's going to follow that wherever it go. Remember, he's already learned about drive. He has a certain level of drive because, remember, I never made it easy for him. So he knows if he works hard, he's going to eventually get what he was trying to get to. And he's going to be focused. Why? Because he's been doing this. It's not nothing new. He's been doing this before. He has developed on a stage level. A level to pull. Because I want that thing. He don't even know he pulling something from behind. He don't give a damn. He wants that damn thing, though. Just like he wanted inside that box, he gonna act 3 times worse when he ain't inside that box and he know he can move and come after it. Because now he moving. There's something that's got him where he can't move as fast because I start off light though. I just get him used to the tracer on him. You know, some of them will take off running and they can run faster than I can. So, you know, I got sometimes, you know, they got me the first time, but you won't get me twice. I put enough distance between me and his ass, and then I'll really make him come and work for it, because then I got a head start. By the time you catch me, you will be pulling it the way I want you to, or I'll add a little bit more weight to it. The whole thing I'm trying to lead up to is now I'm teaching him drive, and now I'm using them body muscles. And remember, y'all, that one time how you see me grab a flip pole, Not one time have you seen me scampering all around the damn yard with the flirt pole. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. No, I'm developing to that. I'm developing up into that because I have control. I'm controlling the situation. So when I do that with the weight pull, I'm using it also as a drive. Remember, I'm still intensifying the drive. The more weights I put on, the more he has to pull to get to what he wants. The more drive he has to have to succeed on getting what he wants. And this is all you teaching your puppy the whole time. Remember, we're still only talking about a 12, 13-month-old puppy. By the time these dogs are 14, 15, 16 months old, guess what? Guess what? You better believe it. Imagine what that little puppy's doing right now. That little puppy is learning how to pull. He's learning how to bite. He's learning how to bite with a whole mouth. He knows how to change bite. Remember, change bite. I should be able to put him on a harness and drag a leash, put that thing right over here, and he'll pull all the way over here, and I'll point over there, and the other one's over there. Guess what he's going to do if I point to it? He's going to let that mug go or not, and he's going to probably pick it up and take it with him, but he's going to go over there and hit what I told him to hit. Because I have trained him to go in the direction that I'm pointing. The way I usually do it is I always start close. It's one here, and there's one here. Okay, if he pulls to this one, as soon as he pulls to this one and get it, then I'll point to this one. It's right there. Remember, he did the same thing in the box. It's just a little bit more distance, but he learns how to hit this one, and then I point to this one. He knows that one just as good as this one. He's going to let go and grab that one. That's a boy. There you go, because he's been trained to that. Remember, I ain't had nothing but inside that box, nothing but to treat him and teach him exactly what I wanted right there at the head. No more struggling across the back. Eye contact. Stroking him over his head. Pushing down on his muzzle. I ain't got too much of a dog to work with. No fighting around. It's just me and him. Up close. No snapping at me. If you snap at me, I'm going to bust him across the nose. You know, don't get that damn excited. That's going to be a no-no. See, they get that excited, you bust them across the nose. That's all. No, popping right there and across the nose. It's that right there. You know that flat part of the nose? If you hit a dog right there, it's like punching him in the nose. He knows that's a correction. They know not to do that. Don't get that down crazy where you forget who you fucking with, okay? So these are the things you address right then. This is what show you if you got a biter. You know, even my Malinois and the dogs that I train, we can put them between our legs. And when they're young and they're trying to get somebody, they'll snap at you. And guess what? They're getting checked for that shit too. Every damn time, you gotta get the shit slapped out of you. Stay focused on that shit right there, because you ain't focused on that when that head swinging over here trying to snap me to get you loose, to let you loose. So they learned that is not the thing to do. Puppies, pit bulls, German shepherds, Rottweilers, Doberman, all of them. When you handle them, learn how to handle your damn dog. Don't let your dog learn something bad because you ain't correcting his ass when he's doing it. Don't swing on me. Don't snap at me. Don't do none of that shit, because if you do, we're going to stop all this shit and direct with that. Before we get back to that, we're going to deal with that. And he understands that. I don't want to do that. No, we stick to this right here. Because they take their mind off of what's right there in front of them and decide I'm going to go ahead and try to snap old daddy so he can cut me loose. Then he done took his mind off of what he was supposed to be directed doing. And we don't want him to lose focus. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be dominant. No, you can be dominant and get your ass slapped back on course fucking with me. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you should be with them. Not trying to beat the shit out of your dog or knocking your damn dog out or nothing like that. But just a little, you can do it with the palm of your hand. If you smush your dog in the face, right there in his nose, that's the worst correction you can give a dog. He gonna learn that ain't what you want, and I don't want him doing too much of that shit there. I don't like that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Don't turn your dog into a biter. Train him not to bite on the first little nip of misdirection and not being focused on what he's supposed to be focused on. Because as soon as you start letting him do those little things right there, they're going to get worse. Well, when he don't want to go in the corner and scratch for your ass, he rather bite you because he don't want to be there no damn more. That's why they try to attack their owners. Because they're trying to flee. It's called fleeing because they don't want to do something. Or attacking because they don't want to do something. If you train your puppy as he's growing up, whether what breed he is, you can train them never to do that shit. But it takes work putting time in your dog. You know the difference between somebody who put time into their dog and somebody who didn't, just bought him out because he's good. One thing that I've always used to my advantage, whether this be this much advantage, I'm going to use it. There's been a lot of shit that I've told y'all, and a lot of shit you don't heard from everybody else about me and my conditioning. If there's an edge that I'm going to grab, every fucking edge that I get, it can be that much of an edge, I'm going to still use it. If I need my dog to grab his ass in the leg, I'm going to grab him in the leg. I'm going to point to it. If I want him to drop his ass in the throat, I'm going to point to it. I want him to go to the stifle. I'm going to be back there in the back pointing the whole time. He might be working the chest. I'm pointing back here. Hey, boy, right here. It's hanging right here. It's right here. Right here. Guess what? I can guarantee you from my training, I ain't got to worry about him not making it there. I'm going to worry about him. Why is it taking you so damn long? What is this dog doing to you? You can't get there. Because one damn thing for damn sure, I bet you he's going to try to come get that motherfucker. Guarantee you. That's why everybody will tell you twin has back-end dogs. Why are they back-end dogs? I made them back-end dogs because that's where I want them to go, and it's time to go over there. Let's go there. If it's time for me to let him do what he want to do, I'll let him do what they want to do. But if I see an opening, I'm in there with him. If I see an opening where a dog has got him in the back of his damn neck or on the top of his head or around his ear, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got him hanging in a position where he don't need to be, then I'm going to start pointing the shit. Because, see, your head is down here. You trying to push up. Don't push up. Just come on, slide on down through this way right here. Right where I'm at. There you go. Right there, right there, right there. Okay, now he's focused. Oh, okay. I see where he want me to go, and that's be the little things like that to change his position because he might not know how to figure it out. I got to be able to help him figure it out. This is what you need to do. You need to push forward and come after this right here. And make him back up. Because right now he's trying to ride you out. Okay? Or sometimes I'll send him back up here. I'll point right there up in the motherfucking chest. Right there. Start pointing at it. He's looking down because he's being ridden. You know, he might be turned this way. Well, just turn back this way and go here. Right here. Right here. Swing there. There's a leg right there. There's a leg right there. Right there. Take a haul right out. Take him right out. We ain't got to sit there and squabble with all that squealing and acting like he trying to handle you. I got areas to help you. It all has to do with help. You know what I mean? And that help comes in handy. And it pays off because as they get older, they don't forget this shit. They only get better with it. They only understand it more. They only learn how to give you more. I'm talking about by the time these dogs are 2 years old, when it's time to let them be men, I have made sure, and they probably look it too. They're going to look it because I done a lot of pulling work. I done taught them how to run the mill. They ain't got to run them. I mean, I can put them on the mill. Remember, they've been in a box so long. Jumping inside the box ain't going to be no problem. Getting them on the mill is not going to be a problem because even though something's moving up under their feet, guess what? Most of the time, I have these little things. Again, you're going to see me grab something I know he loves. Right here. Going to make him zing that mug right on up. Let's go. Here you go. It never comes to you easy, so you know you got to come get it. Now we're running treadmills. We're running treadmills, electric mills, carpet meals. I only use carpet meals for young dogs. I don't do it with grown dogs. I mean, I really don't use it with grown dogs. I like introducing my young dogs to the carpet meal, especially once I start putting them inside the bite box. Then I really like putting my younger dogs on the carpet meal. They're cheap and they're easy to build. You know, you can probably get one for like $250, $300 at the most, and you run and get a bad one, $500. That's still a little too much for old carpet meal. $250, $300. You know, and you don't want to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Carpet meal is great for puppies. You know, great for teaching puppies how to run, and it also builds their drive. You give drive out of them because remember, you have control on how much intensity you want your dog to have. And like I said, by the time they're 2 years old and it's time to look, I mean, look, I started matching Brat right at 2. You know, I didn't have to wait on her. She was already a nutcase. Buck Rogers and them, the same thing. By 2.5, I'm running around there hunting with them. Because the process was so quick. They grew up. Remember those dogs that, you know, they develop on what you bring out of them. And because they develop so quick, yes, that was the blood. That was that genetic shit I was talking about. When that genetic shit kick in, you got so many things in line to work. So many things coming together to work. The development to work. And what? Schooling? 5 minutes? Guess what I'm doing in that schooling? Where everybody else is just seeing what they shit doing. Okay, guess what? Nah, I ain't. I'm trying shit. I want to see how he communicates. I want to see how focused he is. I want to see how he's biting. How are you biting this hog? Are you biting him with the front of your mouth still, or are you biting him with your whole mouth? By the time you come through our yard, you biting with your whole damn mouth. You realize the power is not in the front of your mouth. They can tell you stories about Roger Ramjet and Pharaoh. They would disappear up in your chest. Literally disappear. Because they putting their whole mouth up in there and they just grinding down in there until they got their whole mouth on your ass. And you're going to open up. Red Ace, Brat, I can name them all. Mama. They were all hard biters because they were trained to bite. Can you make a dog bite hard? I don't think you can make a dog bite hard unless they want to bite hard. They can have the hardest mouth in the world, but they got to want to use it. I just make sure that my dogs want to use it. Know that they can use it. Know that what they got to use it. And know how the right way to bite with it. You know, that's all. The more you can put into your dog that's with you, the more he's not in there by himself. See, that was the key thing for me in raising my young dogs. That they knew that when I went inside them walls with them, we were together as a team. He's not in there by himself. Not in there by himself. Check their whole goddamn dog game. The whole game. The whole game. And all my years out there, ask them how many dogs they seen quit or go on hard kennels. Ask them, how many go on hard kennel dogs did you ever see quit? That's what you need to be looking for when you go looking for shit. And I'm telling you why they don't. When they do got to get picked up, they get picked up because they got the heart to stay there and die there. And I don't want you to die there. And you just on them too bad of a dog. And I ain't lost a lot of them mugs to even worry about that. But I had my moments. Red Ace, I wouldn't even call that a quit. Because it was a never get started. I can't base that on her calling out a quit when she never got started. So I don't, when I look at that, I based my yard on something that I did, and it made it a hard task on every dog after that. Even with me understanding her situation and what she went through, I didn't bring her home. You know what that meant? That meant to show you what level that I was on. The mark that I set for all the other dogs after her. If I didn't bring her home after what she did, not wanting to be there, and still did what she did, and you still could not come home, what do you think happened to everybody after her? For real. The bar was already set with her. That's why they have a lot of dogs out there quitting. I can only name one. And when he quit because he couldn't go. He was broke up. Only one dog that I can ever speak on that did that, and that was against Crossroad. Crossroad. That's it. Judo, he caught hell. Me going in there at 46. I picked him up, I saved him. He didn't know he was losing. I did. I learned. That was all in the beginning. Roger Ramjet, he lost 2. He lost 2. What happened to him? One thing for damn sure didn't happen. One thing for damn sure didn't happen. He did not quit. And I don't save my dogs. I call too hard to save them. You better ask somebody. And there's guys out there that seen both of them. We'll tell you. One was my fault because I had no business putting him in there on a dog in a goddamn sanctioned match with 6 pounds of dog over him. And the other one, you had no business even being out there knowing he was sick. We knew he was sick. When I saw him he was sick, and I wasn't even the one that matched him. I actually went in there and handled my own dog because I know I ain't gonna handle my shit. Now that I'm gonna let him go because it wasn't my show. But because of the situation, we ain't gonna just throw away the money either. So look, let me handle my shit because I ain't gonna let nothing happen to him, even though I know he's sick. And in the end, he still went over an hour, and actually he could have won it. He could have literally won it if he had been a little bit healthier. But he did a lot of damage being sick because of the dog that he was. But this was the thing that was done because as a young dog, he was the slowest dog in the litter. He didn't come to be until he was 3 years old. A little over 3. That dog had been to Ohio, somebody else's yard, everybody's yard but mine. Because he wasn't ready for me. But when he came back ready for me. And he sure did prove his point. He was worthy of being bred. And he did what he did. Little Mary brother Pharaoh, same way. Pharaoh wasn't slow though. Roger was slow, but Pharaoh wasn't. But these dogs out here were all raised in a certain type of way. And it was raised through the eyes of a dog trainer. It's just that I did not train my pits like I trained my guard dogs. I trained them in the same elementary concept. But commands like stop, cease, move sounds like scratch all day. You shouldn't have to teach a dog how to scratch. If you're going to scratch, you're going to scratch, right? Well, you say that. You say that. Me, I want to make sure that. So yes, I taught my dogs the word scratch. As a matter of fact, I teach my attack dogs the word scratch. I sure the fuck do. When you hear that word scratch, watch what my dog will do. Like any other damn dog would do when they're trained to do it. Now, I ain't never had to use it. But I tell you one damn thing. I know one thing. I seen it work. I seen it work because I never had a problem with not one of my dogs coming out that damn corner. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell you they ever seen twin dog walk a scratch. Not a one. They don't walk scratches when they already been trained to scratch. And know what that means and what that consists of doing. And the intensity it takes to do it and the will it takes to do it. How about the training? You don't want to train your dog. You want to see him out there on the chain and then thinking down the line you was going to go on a person like me and think it was going to be easy? No. There's enough damn people out there that I ain't got to discuss what I did in the box now. All I got to do is explain to y'all what y'all need to do in the box now. I'm explaining to you why all those people will tell you, no, he was not easy to whoop in the box. And he done some crazy ass shit with those dogs. Not only were they in good shape, they did what I told them. Not only were they bred good, because they were genetically bred. I'm not a breeder. I'm not a breeder. I was breeding for show, for hunting. Not breeding to sell puppies. Better ask somebody. They didn't start getting puppies until I got out of the game and I sold the yard. When them puppies started getting out, and I had a lot of them. But guess what? They had no problem getting rid of one of them. 28 days, my whole yard was gone. My whole yard. I had 2 dogs left. One ended up in my brother and the other one is Sassy Girl. The same damn dog that produced all them puppies y'all seen them take back there when I got my dogs taken. A whole new yard of dogs, same genetics, same old outlook, same old, the concept of how I did it, once you do it once, you can do it again. I don't need them same old dogs. I didn't have to have them. I had the genetics and the understanding of the blood. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. So I'm trying to tell you guys what I did. This is my points. When you're raising your young dogs, there is a process. If you don't use the process, then you're going to get the little ugly things that you guys are getting. You want to sit there and wait on your puppy to grow old? Go ahead. Me, if I can speed the concept up, man, there's a lot of dogs that can make it to the box and be champions by the time they're 3 years old. I done seen some make it down there to a grand champion. Down there, Yellow did it, and he did a couple 2 hours a couple times before he was a grand champion. He didn't just go, I don't like a dog to go over an hour or 2. Well, damn it, Yellow did it about 2 or 3 times. One of the greatest goddamn dogs in the world, goddamn it. To this day, his line's still stroking out there. And yet he went over 2 hours at least 3 times. And he was still a puppy when they started matching him. He went over 2 hours in the second match, if I'm correct. An hour or something in his first. So, the genetics are there. The genetics showed in every damn yellow dog that he was bred to. That line is still rocking today. Just like the Stone City dog, they still rocking today because they're sticking to the genetics that works good for them. They know. They haven't learned. They know how to make champions and grand champions and register merits. They know how to do it. Trust me on that. Victor was breeding a bunch of Mayday dogs. Was he breeding them in the right way? Evidently, because one damn thing for sure, I know when I bred to him, I knew the genetics. I understood clearly the genetics. Hardcore genetics. Look at their dogs. Still based on genetics. They're taking the best, crossing it with the best. They're adding stuff that they got to reach out for to add to something to make it better. They're doing that. They're not taking a dud-ass bloodline that's getting nowhere and trying to turn it into a super kennel. Speaking of super kennels, they're another kennel. When When they started breeding, the boys was in trouble. When they were just buying match dogs and winning with them, all good. But when they started breeding, because they had the genetics to breed, and they started figuring it out. Why? Because you got too many other great kennels out there that they saw. They were already up there, but they can't keep buying dogs that they can start breeding on them great dogs that they had made, that they bought. So yes, they did catch on. But at 357, 357 created a line. But it created the same concept that was already set in place because of the genetics of those type of dogs. And this is the point that I'm trying to make with a lot of you guys out there that be showing me these pedigrees. It looks like 4 generations of great dogs, and then by the time they get into the first generation, ain't nothing. And you think you're going to come up with something. That's all right. That's another day. I'm going to go back to this genetic shit because I sent a good article and I'm going to try to find it on basically exactly what I've been trying to put in the words. Somebody had it more in an understanding, like, you know, back and forth scientific thing, but, you know, it really did get down into the genetics. I don't know about all that other shit, you know, a DNA and all that. And no, I wasn't reading on that shit. No, I wasn't. I actually learned from guys who were doing it and doing it successfully. Did I learn that from McNasty? No. Roadblock? No. No, I didn't. Did I learn it from Joe and Nate? No. No, I didn't. They bred some good dogs, but no, they really bought more match dogs than they did breed dogs because they were hunters. They were hunters. You understand what I'm saying? No, I paid attention to things like what they were doing with David Tant dogs, not just Yellow. Why were some of these other dogs doing what Yellow did and better? Because they were adding things like Jocko. When they added that little concept of busting up a motherfucker into that game hanging around mug, that's where Grand Champion Yellow come from. Yeah, we were getting dogs like Yellow John. Yellow John scratch all night. So did Amber's daddy, Champion Wrangler, scratch all day. But what if we want to cut all this scratching down, then we need to go grab some damn genetics of killers. Jocko was one of those to do that with. And with that came Yellow. Still had that all day shit, but still had the ability to beat the shit out your ass like a Jocko dog until you got the job done. That's all Mayday did. He beat your ass up until you got the job done. Something that both sides, top and bottom, were known to do. Except Yellow was the more established line for getting shit done. They know how to hang around and get shit done. You can add Jeep to that. Jeep gonna hang around until you get shit done. So you gotta add some of that Red Boy shit to it. That make him hang around even longer. But what it did, it added more intensity to Jeep. Jeep was already crazy, but it gave Jeep a bigger bottom. A bigger bottom. That's why the Jeep Red Boy cross works. And Red Boy is still the same thing to me as Yellow. Yellow John. Red Boy is still the same old shit. It's just a separation. You got the Medlins. Medlin outlawed those dogs. Still Red Boy. You had the Whistler shit. Yeah, that's where Pretty Mama's from. You know, there was Red Boy dogs. And then you had the red feather shit that created Yellow John. Red Boy dogs. Either way, the genetics in those dogs were all the same. All the same characteristics. They're going to scratch on your ass all day. Genetically. Genetically. That's why when you added Jeep to the Red Boy, you didn't lose nothing. Actually, what you gained was a better line for both lines. Not just one, both lines. It helped them both out. That's why you see so many Jeep Red Boy dogs still working to this day. Because of the genetic profile. It's really in the genetics. I hate to say it, some of you guys think because the dog has got the name Jeep or Red Boy all in their pedigree, that you're gonna make something out of nothing. Just because there's something there, it's still nothing there if you couldn't do it within the next 2 generations that you had to shit on your yard. And for you newcomers, I'm gonna tell you now, if you ain't starting off like that, you're wasting your damn time. Now remember, I said it, and I ain't meaning to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you for something that's true. You cannot change the genetics of something that's already there. All you are is just stuck with it. You want to find out on your own, you find out on your own. Now 5 years from now, you still can't get it right? Are you still going to try to make the best of this shit? Looking at dogs and swearing up and down, you know, I see something in it. I see something in it. I see something in every damn dog I see every day. But it don't mean a damn thing until they prove it. Your mouth ain't doing shit but seeing things that ain't really there until they prove it. You got to prove what you see. And the best way to get it there is give your dog every bit of chance to do that. Your puppies. Your puppies. I can guarantee you, every one of them superstars that was on my damn yard, and I'm talking about the dogs that y'all don't talk about, like Red Man, Yellow Nico, Bucko, Mikey. Check the pedigree, Menace. Wasn't even a match dog, but produced him. Why? Because he's coming off a little Mayday brother. The genetics. He had the genetics. It work. Better go ask Game Deal. They got a whole bunch of that cold shit over there that I had. All up in their shit, still winning. You want to say it's because of May 2? Regardless of how it was bred, it was still a going hard dog. The genetics was already there. You ain't gonna never change that shit, regardless of where their asses went. They were my genetics I put there. You can have the accolades. I don't gotta carry nobody's shine. My shine is there permanently. It's a going hard dog permanently. So anything he do, thank you for doing it with a good dog that you got off of me. That I bred. So I don't have to steal nobody's shine. My shine is in their papers. Anybody got a going hard dog, go look in them papers and see what you find. You're gonna find Bayless. Bayless / going hard. That's who Bayless is. Going hard Kennels. So if you see these odd dogs out there and you see that Bayless name, that's going hard dog. A lot of you guys don't know that. I done had 2 guys send me and say, hey, you know who this is? Whose dog is this? And it's sitting up there Bayless on it all day. So for all the people that's got dogs out there that says Bayless on it, it's a going hard dog. That means that dog was bred on going hard's yard because you cannot change the registry. May 2 got tubes of sperm out here right now. And it ain't on my damn yard. But guarantee you when that profile come out, it's going to come out Bayless's May 2. Period. All the accolades he created, it don't mean anything if you got them ADBA papers and you got a dog off of one of them sperms, you're going to see on there the sire as Bayless May 2. Period. So I don't have to steal nobody's shine when I'm already in these dogs' lives permanently. Permanently. Regardless of what the accolade may be. Thank you for making them great dogs. But you want one that's registered, because every going hard dog out there was registered ADBA. And like I said, there was many dogs that y'all didn't even know about. But you go out there, you'll hear about them. And pedigrees everywhere. I ran across more of my dogs out there. And I mean, I've seen more Bayless's dogs. Bayless all over the place. And people don't even know those are going hard dogs. because they cannot relate Bayless to going hard. They don't know who Bayless is, but they know who going hard is. Well, everybody, Bayless is going hard. People sending me emails and texts from a dog named Bucko. Bucko was Bebe's littermate brother. His name was Bayless Bucko. Don't see him nowhere running around on the internet. Don't see him. You see him out there, but they got him as Jefferson's Bucko. But I had a guy who had one of those dogs, and he wanted to know who Bayless Bucko was. Well, who was Bayless? Well, Bayless was me. I bred the dog. That's Bebe's littermate brother. Oh, no shit? Yeah. All that Bayless shit is me. Yes, Bebe and Bucko were littermates. So now you hear me telling everybody out there, you run across that Jefferson's Bucko. Yeah, he's been triple bred, double bred, and evidently he was a hell of a dog because that whole litter was a hell of a litter. These are the dogs that we call going hard dogs that people don't even know that because they got the name Bayless. Bayless is me. That's their registered name. You can't change the register. So anybody out there, when y'all want to breed your dog, and you just so happen to sell one of your dogs that became great out there, don't hate. There ain't no reason to be bad or mad, because if you had them ADBA registered, when that registry come out, guess whose name gonna be on that dog's papers? The person who actually bred the dog, and it will never change. So regardless of how big that dog get, everybody else who's getting shit off that dog gonna carry your name with it. Not the kennel who made him great. That's not what they're gonna see on their papers. They're gonna see your name, like they see my name. So we don't have to never worry about somebody stealing somebody's shine when yours is bigger than theirs. If it don't be for you, they wouldn't have a star to shine with. So I carry mine gladly and proudly. I don't have to brag about my shit, especially something that I bred. You won with it, great. Good. That means my program worked. That goes for anybody out there that had a going hard dog that I bred. And it worked. You got the papers. You know the truth. Read them. And then say thank you. Got anything, Mike?
I think the puppies is just
I think
important as
the grown dogs. Yeah. I'm in agreement. I think the puppies are just as important as grown dogs. I mean, I think that you can really have better dogs. I mean, if you really wanted to raise, let me tell you something, man, y'all. When y'all want to, these dogs out, what make great shows, these great hunts? What really make these great hunts is when you put that competition so high, the level is so high, that you can compete at the highest level and win. That just gives you an idea of what level you on. You should want to fight and go into the best hog out there. So what if you lose? You tried. It's becoming more of a money, financial thing than anything instead of a dog thing. Well, I can tell you like this. Even back in my day, hey, financial is back there in the back. Y'all can handle that over there. We don't have no part of that when it comes down to me and my boy. Our job is out there. We ain't trying to deal with the financial aspect of it. No, we're not. We don't care who it is. If you want to run and put your finances ahead of me, then do that. But if you really want to know how good you is, then let's go see. And I've had that several occasions where they wanted to come and see. It works out in the financial run for people, everybody else. But for me, it worked out for me because of the competition that I beat. I want to know what level I'm on. I'm going to go check those levels. I want to go check the work that I put in this young dog to the age that he's at now. And I'm going to tell you something. I bought Psycho on my yard, and you wouldn't believe how Psycho grew up. Psycho was already a half-ass grown dog when I got him, and guess what? I trained him the exact same way I trained the little puppy when he was going through his process. I trained little Mikey, a puppy. These were puppies. The same old shit. Because I used to train dogs and use the same concept. The only thing that I didn't do is I didn't put the rules to the game like I do with a dog that attack people. See, I have to have an on and off switch when you got somebody attacking people. That's a different story. So no, I didn't train my pit bulls. No, I had to carry a breaking stick because there is no stop command. He never learned one. He never had one growing up. The whole time I was working him, he never learned that word. So when you guys are doing nothing with your puppies, there's always something to do. Don't forget, I'm going to leave this little box up here so you can take a good picture of that mug. I will be glad to send you a picture, so if you ever wanted to build one, that's what it looks like. You can have that picture and do whatever you want with it. Remember, it's not meant for me to keep it away from you guys. It's meant for me to put it out there for you guys to see it. All right? So if you want it, y'all don't know the email, then y'all know how to go back through some of them videos and go find that email. I know y'all want me to put it on there after every show, then y'all will ask me to start putting my email and phone numbers after every show, and then I'll do that for you. But if nobody asks, and I'm not going to do it. All we're going to keep telling you to go back to the videos. If you haven't been through the videos, then there's a lot of shit that you didn't miss that I said that you really do need to go back to the videos then, because there's a lot of misinformation that you might be carrying around that's just going to answer a lot and help you. Just go see the videos. Remember, I'm passing out knowledge. I'm not coming up with something off the top of my damn head. It's definitely something I'm not using no more. So why do I need to let it sit in a closet? No, I'm sharing it with y'all. Y'all the one who woke up the sleeping giant. Now I'm out here and I'm here to share it. I'm going to give it to you. Now, I wouldn't care if a whole 100 of you guys turn around and use it. That means there's going to be 100 dangerous ass dog men running around here. It's going to give y'all some problems. That's all it means. When everybody starts learning and figuring this shit out, it's going to do nothing but improve the game. You're going to cut out wasting your chain space as much as you have been wasting it. Some of you older guys are still looking for that day to come. Scratch your head one time, man, and realize that this is not it and start over. There's nothing wrong with starting over. It ain't. Because you're never going to beat those high-end caliber hogs if you don't. You're never going to have enough in your makeup, your genetics. Your genetics is never going to be at this level unless you put something at that level in your shit. And it don't come by, I see something in him though, man. I just see it in him. And then 5 years down the line, I see him on the internet, on Pairs Online. He's a great dog. He has great ability, but don't see nothing else. Nothing else. At stud and phone number, but nothing else. Still looking at him in this fucked up way, believing in something that really you don't see. Because if you really seen all that, he'd be out there working on goddamn walls. If you don't see all that, and you're only getting halfway there and ain't never making that mountaintop, then you're not getting nowhere. And you won't get nowhere. At some point, somebody got to tell you, I ain't got shit to lose. You can't call me out because I ain't got shit. Not a damn thing. And you wouldn't want to call me out if I had something. Believe that. There's many of them can talk that shit now because I don't.
Ain't like we can't.
But it ain't like I can't. I'm never too far away from going back to playing if that's what I choose to do. And I know where I can go and get what I want to play in because I know what I want. And it don't have to be nothing that I'd already done nothing. Because I can do that shit again. It's all up here. I can take any good line, and once you see it touch my damn yard, it's going to be just like the dogs I had before, and they ain't got to be bred the same damn way. Because I know what I got up here. Everybody want to know what kind of line I would come back in with. And I am always reminding to you, whatever line is out there working, you know, anything that I breed and come up with is going to be a going hard dog, regardless. So if I started from scratch, start all this thing all over, whether it be a gardener dog or the old dogs that I used to mess with. This is whatever's winning out there. This is what I want to fuck with. Period. And I know the genetics. I see the production. I see the work. Then that's the kind of stuff I'm going to go get. I'm not going to fool myself and be looking at something that ain't working and making myself believe that I could see it in them when it ain't. That's one thing I'm always being honest about. I let a lot of good dogs get off my damn yard. Good ones. But it wasn't at my level. Not my level. But they still bailers, going hard, whatever you want to call them. A whole bunch of mugs out there, and there's very happy people out there still trying to build a line off of them. Still trying to build a line off of them. A lot of them bailers dogs, they didn't even know they was even going hard dogs. I had one guy tell me, I seen a going hard amber in the pedigree, and I was just wondering, you know, is that a going hard Kennels dog? Yes, that's a going hard Kennels dog. Well, who's Bayless? Well, you don't know who Bayless is? Okay. Well, you didn't find out who Bayless is. Going hard and Bayless is the same people. Look on Pet Online. You can look how many Baylesses you find out there. Look how many people that had no idea that name Bayless was the same fucking dog on that motherfucking going hard dog. So you gotta remember, guys, when you breed your shit on your yard, and your shit get outside your yard, and you got it registered under your name, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. You'll be around. Your name will be on them pedigrees a lot longer than that dog will be around. That dog, that name will be on there long down the generations of dogs. They can grab them papers, look at them mugs, and find your ass on there. Find you on there. Not the kennel that made them famous, but your name because you bred it. Trust me on that. If you got an ADBA registered dog, trust me on that. The breeder's gonna always live his legacy through those papers. It's like I live mine through Baby, Yellow Day, the Brat, May 2, What a Day. All those dogs is coming off of my yard. All Bayless dogs. They all will always be planted on them pedigrees. You can't scribble them off or write over them. They're there as long as those papers are there. I hope y'all learned some shit today. I really hope I taught you some shit. You know, I hope I put y'all in a place of mind where dogs is just sitting on the chain. Puppies, man, I'm telling you, you're going to see different dogs. I'm telling you, I sat there and watched Max and them. I had Max's brother, Grand Champion Max. You know, he's champion now. You know, but let me tell y'all something about that litter there. I sat there and watched that litter grow up with just a little bit of attention. A little bit of attention. You know why they had to give them dogs some attention? Because I'm telling you, them dogs came out the womb banging. They came out the womb banging. I was lucky enough to get two of them just to get them separated. We didn't have enough room to put them somewhere where they couldn't get to each other. We couldn't put them on the yard yet. Trust me, I had them on my yard and it was like 10 weeks. 10 weeks. And when I'm bringing them home in the back of the truck, I got them in a cage. I'm going down the damn highway and they in the cage doing WWF, going down the highway. People see these little puppies in the cage, going down the highway, bang. I got to stop the damn truck, get the damn puppies away from each other. mysteriously one day, I think she got bit by a snake because it was basically in the same area that, I lost Buck Rogers to, down the line. There was a snake out there and he was biting my damn dogs and I could never find his ass, but he got her and the little thieves stole Max's brother. And them two dogs, boy, I'm telling you, they were just like Max. He had a hell of a litter. That's why he's producing. He produced a lot of great dogs. And, in 2022, he still got dogs out here. He's got offspring that's been flourished out. But one thing for damn sure, regardless of who got them, you'll never forget. You won't see Deep South. And they ain't nowhere. You got them ADBA papers and watch your name you're going to be seeing on there. And it won't be Deep South, but it'll be Deep South. You just don't know who Deep South is outside of Deep South. So there's a lot of dogs out there off of Deep South that you guys have no idea. All the way down to Luke Kane. Everybody's hand been all over Luke Kane. But ain't but should be one damn name on that dog's name. And that's the name who created that dog, Luke Kane. And it wasn't Deep South. Okay, he's saying I'm breaking up again. Guys, anybody got no questions? I mean, I ain't heard nothing from the chat. Y'all was quiet as hell today or something.
Yeah, they were beating up on each other today, man.
They still arguing, man?
Not much, but I think it did a lot of listening.
Well, for those who want to be in the room, and y'all trying to kick out the ones that don't want to be in the room, let them stay in the room, guys. Leave them alone. Because see, we are far ahead of all that. Because what we doing, we ain't got no time for the back and forth shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. If we going to be safe, somebody got to cut the shit, and I cut mine. I'm done with the shit. I done said what I had to say. I ain't got to say shit else. My words speak for itself. Just like y'all words should speak for yourself. And let's get back to business because ain't none of that shit making nobody no damn money. And this show ain't making me none. But I don't depend on this shit no how. They depend on y'all giving them fucking money. I don't. I need y'all to give me money to help support y'all. I ain't taking y'all money going out here paying an electric bill or a water bill or giving my wife something so she could shut her mouth. I'm sitting on every dollar that y'all sent me. Every dollar. So I don't need your dollars to go out there and pay your bills. And get up in here to make down trouble to get on here to get y'all to send me some damn money. I need y'all dollars to help me get this thing together so it can grow. We're going to have a damn magazine. And it ain't going to be a magazine. It's going to be a damn book. Not a magazine, a book. Historical book of records. Exactly what it's called and exactly what it's going to be. And it's going to consist of the old days, the old dogs, the winners. We're going to have certified sanctioned champions and grand champions and registered mayors. There ain't going to be no more self-proclaimed shit. You get enough of these dogs out there, then everybody else will catch on. So everybody keep your hands up. Stop all that unnecessary shit because if it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. It might be making somebody else them dollars and cents, but it sure don't seem like it's making none for y'all. It seems like it's doing nothing but causing a division, and ain't nobody I'm not going underground with none of that bullshit. So if y'all getting caught up in it, don't think I'm not paying attention, and don't think I ain't watching. Because when time comes and everybody else is jumping on that bandwagon, and you can't get on, and there ain't no way you can get in because they keep shutting the door on you, you'll know why, and you'll remember that shit. So guys, don't waste your time with that bullshit. Just remember who they are. Because I'm going to invite anybody come in here. Let them all come in. We don't have to listen to shit and we ain't got to put them out. Just remember them faces because where we going, they can't go. What we get ready to do, they ain't going to be able to do. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them come on. When the time comes, it's going to be something that they can't do that you can. Now you stand on the outside and argue about that. Don't give them all your business because you know they're dealing with a snitch. come in, but then no understand what I'm telling you. No need to argue with a snitch. They're gonna only do is tell. Okay, so leave all that alone. No more arguing in our podcast because there's no real room for that. Let them come in and let them run back and forth all they want because they, but so far they ain't hurting us over here. We're on a totally different level. We're on a totally different schedule. We're on something totally different. And all we have to do is stay focused on that. Remember, focus on your dog, focus on your yard. Focus on that kind of shit. Understand that. So when they cut them out and you want to call them out, okay? That's what we need to do. Start doing a bit of more clapping here. All that yakking, you know who do those.
Missed all that yelling. Just killed all that.
Okay, what I gotta do? I gotta wait. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna repeat all this.
Just tell them about,
Okay, what part did I miss?
let me see. This part here, you still cracking up. Let me see. Didn't get back to normal yet. Hold on. Okay, it's still cracking. Still cracking. Hold on. It's still cracking. Talk to him. Let him.
Hey, y'all. Check mic one. Might say I'm doing a lot of cracking, fellas. A lot of cracking. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Hmm? Do it,
Mic 1 check.
Mic check, mic check. Okay, missed all the sign. Just like that.
Well, I'm glad it happened towards the end.
Stop showing. She's trying to play catch up. Hold on, fellas.
Might say, hold on, fellas. Hold on, fellas.
Sounds good.
Well, the sound good? We good?
Okay, the sound make more value.
And you move back. That's and turn my voice down, fellas. I stopped talking like I was talking. Cause they said you know, Mike was saying I was fucking up the mic.
Okay, here we go.
He said we back. I don't know. Are we back? Are we back, guys?
Yeah, you back.
Okay, young doggers. Listen to this. Young doggers to the old doggers. You gotta remember, this is our fraternity. We choose who we want to come play in our fraternity. Everybody else got dogs just like us. But it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna be able to fit into what we're trying to do. The main thing is gonna help is they're gonna either change to our way of doing things or don't be a part of it. They ain't gonna change the fact that we won't go into their ass. Don't think that's gonna happen, because when you beat them and you're in our fraternity, you will be recorded. You will be recorded. If they beat you, they get a chance to be recorded too, because they beat you. But as far as them getting any kind of accolades, it won't happen unless they're being registered into that. So y'all remember everybody you arguing with. So when it come down to y'all letting people in with y'all codes and shit to get in, you won't give them to them. Because remember, those who want to hang with the, we ain't gonna say their name. But hey, look, you see how they attack people? You can't let that become your thing. You don't have to attack nobody. You know, that's what it looks like when they're down there at the police station telling on you. Coming up with 19,000 stories except for their own shit that they created and the shit that they got into. They want to tell on everybody else but their own shit. Sounds familiar? So pay attention to who you're talking to and be careful who you're talking to. Because it all leads back to the same old shit. Okay? So be careful, guys. Pay attention. That's not what we're here for. Our paying place is not on this shit. Our paying place has got 4 squares to it. That's where all our stories will come from. Until then, we're going to continue learning and growing and helping those who want to learn. You know, we still dealing with pedigree. You know, I got guys out there who finally realize what it looks like to have a clean pedigree and was like, well, damn, you know what? But I'm not even talking loud.
Okay, and Evan's not cracking. I'm just saying, calm down.
Well, I mean, because this, they're going to say this is low.
You're all right.
Look, what I'm saying is, we got a lot of things that we got to help these young guys get through, because they is really, some of these guys out here is lost. I mean, for real. And they really do need y'all help, but y'all got the doors slammed in their face. There's young guys out here that's probably got some pretty good hounds, man. That the only way they're going to be able to get in is they got to fit in with us. Because it's going to take us older guys to get in here and set the pattern. Remember, we got to vet a lot of you young guys because we don't know you. We don't know you. We pay attention to these podcasts. We're watching. Trust me, I'm watching. There's a lot of other guys watching. And to get in is not going to be easy as you think. It's not going to be just jumping up this thing. You're just going to get in that door. No, y'all better go out there and try to do it another way. But the thing is, guys, just remember, we got to help the new kids because they don't have no direction out here. They don't know the truth from a lie. You know, that's bad when, you know, you listen, you don't know a liar when you see one. You know, that's really bad when a liar can sit back there and talk like he Jesus and y'all sit there and follow such a liar. Okay? That's the danger, y'all, we got to be looking out for. If y'all thought I was lying, I would expect everybody in this room to get the hell out of here. But what I got to lie about? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. What did Twin got to lie about giving all the information he got? This man got more information coming out of his head and his mouth, and he ain't picking up no goddamn Google. He ain't doing nothing. He's literally telling y'all what he did. Now, if you don't believe that's what I did, then guess what? That's on you. Then why are you wasting your time in here? And those who know me well enough to know that exactly what I did, that's why they're hanging around, because they want to know what I did. And a lot of you young guys want to know what I did. So this is what I did, and I'm telling y'all what I did. And we're going to take that on another level. I want to go down in the basement, and I want to see some of you guys pop up in and it's not even mine, it's ours, in our book of records. I want to see who's going to be the first one to get that certification of a champion or a grand champion or a registered med or all win. I want to see what guys sit there and make it to where everybody else going to be kicking in the door, because finally we got something that's being sanctioned. We got some real certified. You remember, you didn't have to run around there and say that you're self-proclaimed because you did something. No, we'll have a record to prove that you did it. And can't nobody beat it up. When you got this self-proclaimed shit going on and we didn't have a book, listen to the shit that I go through. How you gonna question something that happened over that down too many years to even want to talk about? You know what I'm saying? But in that book, we'll keep all that from happening to you because there's the proof. There's your receipts. We need to put our shit back on receipts so some of these clowns can sit down and let us get down. Remember that. Everybody in this room is fair. Whether they want to be fair, whether they want to come in here and make some noise, you treat them like you want to be treated. And if they want to get out of line, guess what? You say enough to the right person, they know when they're not wanted. And believe me, if they get to the point that Mike don't like them, you know they gone anyway. Go on hard on, put his hand down, he's going to start deleting people, and trust me. Trust me, we'll beat the shit out of your ass through words and then still kick your ass out. So you don't want to go do that. Then you go crying back to your lying ass daddy, the one you really want to hang with. You don't need to be over here hanging with us. Because we're not going to go back and forth with that shit. We're just going to cuss your ass out, treat you like the clown that you are, and put your ass out of here.
I'm not even going to cuss him out.
Well, we got to let the room play. I got to let my puppies fight. You know, we got to let our puppies fight. We got to let our little young guys defend what's theirs. This is not just my shit. This is our shit. And we got to stand up and start standing up for that shit. We ain't got to go in everybody else's room and argue a point that don't need to be over here. Don't none of that shit need to be over here because we ain't on none of that shit, y'all. We moving on to some bigger shit. And I'm going to make damn sure that y'all protected from that shit. And y'all going to help me keep y'all protected from that bullshit. When y'all win, don't y'all want to win and don't want to hear that shit that y'all hear coming about us? Okay, then this is how we do it. There were no books back then. They didn't even have to worry about that shit. You know, the only ones that wasn't ever questioned was the ones that was already goddamn journal champions. You can't question something that's already there. It's the shit that you can't read about this. Everybody questions. Okay, then guess what? Thank God it wasn't on my yard. Good thing I only did was breed that shit to make it great. That's what y'all got to look for. That's why we're trying to do this, to make sure that those kind of things stop happening. That you should not have to defend your dogs. Because your dogs did great by what you did for them. Regardless whether you bred them and they went somewhere else and became great, it's still you bred the shit. You need to take the credit, you need to get the credit, and we're going to make sure you have the credit. Young boys, y'all ain't asking enough questions. So, I mean, I must be putting it out pretty well and understandably. And there's enough videos out there where you guys should be able to learn a whole lot up to this point. Because now we're getting away from the young dogs and we're starting to get into the older dogs where now we're going to be worrying about certain things like kennel accidents, emergencies, things that happen to your dog that needs immediate care. Feeding your dogs. And what do you feed them? You know, some guys got so many damn dogs, they got to feed them cheap. And sometimes it's better to feed your dog cheap and every once in a while spending that little money that you're saving into something good. And adding it to your feeding program, and you can stretch a little bit of raggedy ass dog food a lot further than you will good dog food and you're feeding a bunch of dogs. Understand that. We're going to be going through a lot of that. I need some help from some older guys. You know, my dog, you know, they eat beef stew and virgin olive oil over their food, along with that damn blue ribbon shit. Yeah, that's what I feed my dog. Remember, I ain't got but one dog, and he'll eat your ass up. He is my pit bull. He is my pit bull for humans. He's not a pit bull for dogs. He is a Belgian Malinois who is meant to eat people like my pits ate dogs, okay? So I'm going to tell you like it is. You can have them both ways. They can be just as great. It's all in the owner, and not the person who's sitting up there wanting to be. You know, I am to be, okay? And that's what I want you guys to be. You are going to be good dog men, great dog men, winning dog men, and you got a whole group of people standing behind you. Even if y'all have to start running into each other, y'all gonna still have great shows, shaking hands, doing high fives, and leaving it where it was supposed to be at, in the box. It all stops after the box. You know, you want to get back, you know, you take it back to the box. It's nothing that matters no more important than the box. Because that's where all the trouble is. If you bring trouble to the box, then the box has got trouble. We cannot let this shit get to the box. And that's where it all counts at. Can't nobody win no championship running their mouth. Can't nobody, you know, register a mayor or a POR by sitting on your dogs at home talking shit about everybody else's shit. Especially those who ain't got shit. So you gotta understand that, guys. This is what y'all cannot fall into, because what's the purpose of doing your dogs? If your mind is focused in on ignorant shit. I would have seen you put some earbuds in and listen to the stupid shit while you're out there feeding your dog. It can get you by quicker, right? You know, don't sit back and listen to this shit. Go out there and mess with your dogs. Get some motivation out of this shit. Don't sit there and get mad. You know, you get out there and start looking at your animal and be like, hey, shit. You know, we don't have no real information for you guys as far as you guys trying to match up your pedigrees. You know, I'm hoping some of this works for some of y'all. That's why we need to do that more often. You know, I still have pedigrees I need to show you guys. We got to have pedigrees, because how do you know what's out there? How do you know what you want to breed? How many of you guys got bitches coming in heat? How many of you guys need better dogs? How many of you guys can really come to the conclusion that maybe I'm feeding the wrong dogs? There's no way in the hell I'm going to have 10 dogs on the yard, and I've been breeding dogs 2 years, and I got dogs at 2 years old, and I still don't know what direction I want to go. Yeah, I'm looking, the direction I'm going is taking a 2-year loss and selling what I can, get what I can, and starting over. I mean, I'm going to always keep it real. And I'm just telling you, I ain't trying to down nobody's yard, because the proof will be in the pudding. You can't say that I put any bad yammy on your shit. And there's a lot of guys out there that's been around these motherfuckers enough to know that they'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you. Now, just a lot of these old guys just want to keep their mouth shut because they fear to be attacked. Me, I don't give a fuck. Can't attack me. Shit. Ain't got that kind of balls in you to do that. You can swing from the rooftop. You got your finger on 911. You know what I mean? That's how they do it. The 911. So don't pay attention to that, guys. Enjoy yourself when y'all come in our room. I mean, even if the trash come in here with us, just remember the people. Because a lot of you guys going to have that invitation coming to you. And a lot of you guys going to have that ability to say yes and no. So y'all remember those people. Because when you become part of that fraternity, it's going to be a whole lot more networking where you can see the dogs that you want to see. You know who's doing what. You better see who's doing what. You want everybody to be safe and secure. As long as everybody understands what will not be tolerated in the basement. We will not have this shit in the basement. Why? Because they won't know where the basement is, how to get into the basement, or how to even try to find out how to get to the basement, because there ain't one there for them. It's not there for everybody. It's only there for a few good people. And out of a few good people, it will grow with good people. But until then, this is what you do, guys. Stay focused. Go spend some time with your puppies.
There's people out here doing dogs.
There's people out here doing dogs, guys. Oh, they out there. And a lot of you guys can't get in because of stupid shit you see stupid people doing. All you doing is forcing us further and further away from fucking with y'all because of these kind of ignorant ass people.
They know it.
Yeah, you think I'm not getting phone calls? Shutting out a lot of you young motherfuckers just trying to get in. Y'all doors are being closed and slammed behind you because nobody want to put up with that shit. They don't even trust y'all because they don't understand how y'all sitting back listening to that ignorant shit. They don't want to deal with you either. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They want to keep on doing that thing. Twin, you all know you a good nigga, man. Fucking with them people, man. Because I ain't got nothing to lose like y'all do. I ain't got shit to lose but to tell you what I did. Ain't nobody can do shit to me. You can't even hurt me. So, but all they're doing is making it hard on you young guys because how you guys gonna get in? And the guys who think they in, the guys you think you're in, and think you got that foothold, did you think you're gonna play in that world? They gonna beat your ass out of there, bruh. Cause nobody gonna wanna fuck with you cause you fucking with a snitch. Nobody gonna take no chances on fucking with no snitches. Nobody's gonna even wanna deal with that shit, and believe me, the word gets around. Nobody's trying to listen to all this shit we see, what we've been watching lately. Everybody's getting there. Don't nobody want to see that shit. I didn't want to see it. But it is what it is. You ain't gonna fire and foul and talk about the going hard kennel dogs and all that shit ain't gonna change the fact that y'all fucking with a snitch. So y'all make y'all choice. We ain't mad at you. We gonna let you keep on coming up here. But you won't be around here playing when we go play. That's for damn sure. And we are all watching. The old and the new. Sorry for a lot of you new guys that the doors are being slammed in your face as we go, but you know why? I told you why. A lot of old guys do not want to fuck with y'all because they're not ready to deal with y'all and the trouble y'all bringing. They sit in these damn rooms just like we do. They sit in these very rooms just like we do. You don't always hear them saying shit, but they in them rooms. And they watching. And a lot of it depends on how we deal with the shit on our end. And on our end, I'm telling you how we doing it. This don't mean shit here. This now don't mean nothing. We can let them act a damn fool on here. Because when we go to that basement, we can't have none of that shit. We already know who can come in. As long as they doing what they doing, we ain't got nothing against that. As long as they ain't in our world. And we got to keep them people out of our world because it's trouble. So you either going to play on the fence, don't jump on the fence and don't know which way to jump. Just jump off the fence on the other side because we don't need you over here on our side, period. If you're on the fence and don't know which way to go, just jump off back on the other side because we don't need you over here. We need motherfuckers to know what the fuck they're trying to do and know what they want to do and they want to go there and get there. That's the only ones we want. We don't want nobody else. We want real people, real dog men.
That's why they come in here.
That's why they come in here to listen to my ass. They're all trying to get there. And that's what I'm trying to take you. I'm trying to take you there. But I got obstacles and a lot of things and got pushed in the way. Well, a lot of people don't even want to fuck with you. Actually, they're asking me, why are you still fucking with that shit like that, man? You know? Why do we still be bothered? We can walk away. And it'd be all right. And nobody ever questioned y'all asses before. Why y'all got a clown question? Because let the world be free. I'm being free. I'm letting y'all be free. It doesn't matter up here. It's when we go in the basement where it matters. You know, when we get down in that basement, a whole life changed. Because I'm pretty sure if you don't want you to be here, you better not show the fuck up. Or we'll find out just how tough your ass is. If I say no, I mean no. If all say no, we all say no. So it's up to not just me. This is a fraternity. So y'all remember them faces, just in case we run into them out there and they so happen to have a slip up, because just as easy as it gets given, just as easy as it can be deleted. And that's what we're dealing with over here. We're not going to make it a big ass issue. We're not going to be having no back and forth shit. All that shit is over with. We back on doing dogs. I hope all of y'all were agreeing with me. Okay? So now, I got to order some stuff. I got to order me a little med kit. Because it's not too much that I can do. I can put up the kind of shit, but I need to order me a little bit of med kit, guys. So, yes, I'm going to go out and order. I got your cards on order. The membership cards are on order. They're coming. There's going to be at least 100 off the back. So that means 100 people right off the back is in the walls already. Old and new. So you lucky guys, congratulations. Because we have a database of old and new. We got some old dog man who ain't even in the game anymore that's going to be in there. Just to sit back and help with the decision makings on some things that's going to be able to get through and then some things that we can't. You know, a lot of these old dog men sit around and just hang around podcasts like Fat Bill and shit. And just to hang around just because they're knowing. You know, and they pay attention and they see a lot of shit too. You know, I would even, like I said, that goes for all of them. You know, everybody. It's open to anybody. It's just you have to be vetted and you have to get the card and get it in. If you don't get in, you just don't get in because it's not time for you to get in. Clean up your shit. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe it's something, there's a problem why we won't let you in. Figure out what that problem is and put it into it. Maybe you can get in. But there's a lot of dog men that's going to have a lot of decisions. You know, some of you guys are going to be letting people in that we're going to be saying no to. Be prepared for that. And it'd be only based on not feelings, but security reasons. If we don't feel like it's secure to have your ass around us, then you won't be around us. And like I said, come to one of my events and act like you don't understand that part. And this is where we get to show and tell and shit. This is where all the talk go out the motherfucking window and we'll find out just who. Get a chance to really meet the goddamn twins and everything about us. And guarantee you we'll have a motherfucking backing that's gonna back that up right along with us. Because we don't need that dumb shit. We ain't risking our lives or our dogs fucking around with these fuck motherfuckers that think that they're gonna try to ruin what we trying to do. Especially when you know they're known snitches. We're not gonna have that. Bottom line. Defend that. Don't talk about me and my shit. Defend the fact that these motherfuckers is being snitches. That's what they need to be. Look at their receipts. That's the main receipt that we need to be checking on. That receipt right there. That police shit. And you sit there watching it on the air, working live. That's how a snitch acts with the police when they with the police. They try to tell on everybody but theyself. They try to point out everything but theyself. No. Come on, y'all. Y'all should be smarter than that. That's what police snitches do. That's why the police let them go and go back out there and run around. That's how they stay out of trouble. That's how they was able to go in there and get dogs when the dogs got raided. Everybody else's dog got taken. All of a sudden, this one motherfucker go in there and come out with a dog and everybody else lost their dog. Everybody else lose their dog. Yet this motherfucker can go out here and make a whole bunch of money off the dog game. Come on. This is what happened when y'all let that kind of shit slide. People still getting their doors knocked on just because they fuck with the same old dude. Y'all put a little pinch on him and next thing you know, you got the man knocking at your door. That's what happens when y'all let snitches play in your world. Your snitches are snitch. I don't give a fuck what he snitched about. God damn it. You snitched. And they shouldn't have a place nowhere near what we trying to do. Federal goddamn charges, and y'all gonna give a motherfucking snitch ass motherfucker a pass just because he trying to cloud y'all thinking up? with a bunch of other shit instead of the simple fact that he's a snitch. Yes, I'm in today on that note because I want all those ones who's sitting in the room today to run back and let him know that I called him a fucking snitch. And then I can open up to the world and tell you how I know he's a snitch. Remember, I kept my mouth shut up to this point. But when you put my picture up there, goddamn, don't even put yours up there. Because I'll tell them why I called you a snitch from the very beginning. There's guys out here will stand up and say, Twin was saying this shit from the very beginning, y'all. He wasn't mad at nobody. He was telling us to be careful because he snitched. Day one. So if you want to know the story, you better send me an email and I'll be glad to send it to you. I'm not keeping it no secret anymore. I'll tell you what he did and how he did it. And I'm pretty sure there's other people out there to be able to tell you the same thing because based on what I heard, it happened again. Just so happened to be similar stories. Not the exact same, but the same results. So that's your risk, not mine. That's not a risk that I'm willing to take. And it's definitely not a risk I'm going to be going back and forth with. Because I could have shut this shit down a long time ago because I was being nice. But it got a little ahead of itself and I had to put it out there. Now he wants to cover it all up by talking about me, but ain't going to change the fact. There's only but one fact you got to change when it comes to me coming back on his ass. And that is the fact that you snitched and you know why you was in jail with me and you snitched. You know you did because I was in jail with you. I don't have to go get a bunch of other motherfuckers. Ain't nobody on this damn podcast heard me ever have to tell a lie about a goddamn thing. Look, I didn't even want to throw the motherfucker under the bus. Didn't have to throw him under the bus because it didn't matter to me. I gave him a pass. But I guess he must have thought that I didn't fucking know or something. But what you did, I always knew what he did. You better ask a lot of guys out there that knew. I already told them, better watch them. This is what he did. And it didn't have to have an argument for me to start saying it now. I've been saying it. So let's check his receipts. No dogs, no animals, putting everybody on blast, putting on live cases on this goddamn shit. Talking about everybody but the goddamn, his goddamn self. That's what the police snitches do. Pay attention. I ain't got to keep on saying it, and it's the last time I'm going to say it. It's the last time I'm going to say it to anybody in this fucking room. If you want to hang out with that snitch, stay over there with that snitch because you can't come over here because we can't trust you. Just like we can't trust him. And y'all can take that any way you want. I'm not mad at none of y'all. But I'm going to tell you what. Everybody's security and safety comes first over here. Everybody's welcome over here. But you hang with a snitch, makes you a snitch in my category. If you listen to a snitch, then it makes you a snitch in my category. You're worrying about all this other dumb shit instead of the true facts of what needs to be checked on it. And that's the snitch. So let's get ready to get that jam. We do dogs over here. We do dogs over here. Most of us got dogs. Most of us trying to find dogs to breed. Most of us trying to learn the game. We ain't over here talking about everybody else in their shit. You give a fuck about everybody else in their shit. You shouldn't give a fuck about everybody else in their shit either. You need to be worrying about your own shit and protecting your own shit. And that's what we're going to be doing. And that's what I'm going to be teaching y'all over here. We're going to be going, like I said, medicine time coming up. You know, I'm seeing, you know what, it must have been a bad week, y'all. I've seen a couple accidents in the past week. Y'all need to go out there and check your chains, y'all. Check your chains, check your swivels, and check your collars. I don't want to see no good dogs and good puppies getting smashed out here for unnecessary reasons. Check your yard. Do that today. Do it tomorrow. Do that for me. Check your dogs. Make sure everybody's secure. If you ain't got cameras, we can talk about cameras, guys. We can talk about cameras. Really, you really need 2 cameras, man. You need one to look out on your yard, and you need the other one to look back on your yard and see what's going down through that motherfucker. If you can do that, man, remember, you have control over what you keep and what you throw away. You can do that right from your damn phone these days. Motion detector goes off, somebody's on the yard. Look on your phone. The man coming knocking at your door, you don't have to let him on your yard. If they want to see an animal welfare man, I wouldn't give a damn. They better get a damn search warrant to get that damn animal welfare. You don't let nobody come on your yard, period. I don't care if your yard is clean as shit. Don't let them start walking in talking about coming on your yard. Well, you just want to come and see. No. Look, when you start doing that shit, then you giving them a pass, just like these dumbasses over here listening to somebody else and then think they're going to get a pass to come over here. Yeah, that was Twin One. I know y'all seen that shit.
Cause he was talking, man, and
Yeah, he was
getting ready to close this bitch down and shit.
Yo, man, we had a good show today. I hope so, man. If y'all in agreement to what the fuck I said tonight, especially this evening, I need the thumbs up. This right here, let they motherfucking asses know we strong over here. Let them know we strong over here, and we ain't for that bullshit. We ain't gotta go back and forth with no motherfucking body, y'all. That's what they want to do. They want you to. No, let's stick to the facts. Point one finger. We want to see your receipt, snitch. We need to see your receipt, snitch. Stop trying to cloud our vision. Yeah, I'm gonna end the day with that one right there, cause I'm just letting y'all know. While everybody pulling receipts, y'all need to go pull receipts on that motherfucking snitch. And if you give me your email, I'll send you and tell you exactly what he did. So send me your email. I'm not hiding it no more. You want to put my name out there, put my face on there, and still didn't find shit. So I give them something to look at. Send me your email. I'll send you the story. Again, guys, what are we here to do? What we always supposed to do? Let me tell you one more time. What we always supposed to do? Scrap to win. As always, fellas, you know I love y'all, man. Hang in there, man. Going hard all day. Yeah, I went there. Jimmy. Yeah, I'm that wild nigga. I'm still that wild nigga. Enjoy yourself, fellas.
Parking lot.
Hey man, we're going to go to the parking lot, fellas. Y'all gonna meet me at the parking lot? I gotta go get me a mile, pull up me a, you know what I'm saying? I'll meet y'all in the parking lot, man. I'll meet y'all there in that parking lot right now. One time. And out.
maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunt. Come interact with the legends and ask questions. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennel win dogs like Champion with the Brat, the very first champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Time vested show and 2-time going hard day, Register of Merit down to champion what a champion. So pull up a seat and let dog.
Hold on, fellas.
The history of
Tell me what
breeding,
difficulties going on here. He's trying to get it off that screen here, man.
the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about kennels and dogs of the past. Hosted by the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like Champion with the Brat, the very first champion off-brand champion of the year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going hard Spay Bay, Register of Merit down to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion El Rod, Champion Yellow Bird. Let's talk about the history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennel twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like Champion with the Brat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, Dog of the Year, and Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time show. Register of to Champion Gus, Champion El Rod, Champion Yellow Bird. Let's talk dogs. Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 champion with the very first off-brand champion Mayday, and Register of Merit. Champion Mama, 2 hard Spay, Champion Bay, Champion Gus, Champion El Rod, Champion Yellow Bird. Pull up a seat and let's dog. History, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions listen to their stories, talk about kennels and dogs. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard. Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2 dogs champions, the brash champion off grand champion Nugget, champion Shake going hard baby, register of Mayor and champion, what a team champion. So let's talk dogs. History of breeding, maintaining and feeding, controversies surrounding the grapes. Come interact with legends, ask questions, and listen to their stories. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard. Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2 dogs like champion the brass, the very first champion off grand champion day, the dog of the year, on the two-time show, two-time Jameson show, going hard baby, registered for American champion, what a day, Gus, dog.
My man, Eric, what's up, fellas?
Let's talk about
okay, Robert Spade. Slide in there.
the history of the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard. Kennels Collective, the very first champion off grand champion day, the dog of the year, and register of merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time best in two champion, what a day, champion Hellrock, champion Yellowbird. So pull a seat, let's talk dogs. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, controversies surrounding the great hunt. Come interact with the legends, listen to their stories.
Oh, they out there, Red Rock. There's some good hounds out there. We got to get the right area, bro.
Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard. Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2 dogs like champion the brass, the very first champion off champion made today, dog of the year, and register of champion Pretty Mama, two-time best in show, two-time Jameson show. But they register of merit, champion Gus, champion Yellowbird. And let's talk dogs. About pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard. Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2 dogs first champion Mayday, Register of Merit. Champion on a two-time Best in Show. Going hard Bay, Register of Merit, down to champion. What a day. Champion Gus. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversy surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about animals and dogs of the past. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels quick, 1 and 20. Dog spin off brand champion Mayday, Dog of Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show, two-time hard Bay, Register of Merit, and champion what a day. Champion Champion L Rock, champion. So pull up a seat. Let's talk dog. Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and controversy surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about kennels, dogs, the past, present. Hosted by one the game most signals with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennel twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like champion of the brat, the very first champion off brand champion Mayday, the dog of the year, and Register of Merit. Again, Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show, two-time going hard Bay, Register of Merit, and to champion what a day, champion champion L. History, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversy surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Talk about animals and dogs. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2. Dogs like champion of the brat, the very first champion off brand champion, the dog of the year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time game champion L Rock, champion Yellow Bird. So let's the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversy surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories. Dogs of the past. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2. Dogs like champion bat, the very first champion off brand champion the Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time go and two-time gamest in show. Going hard Bay, Register of Merit, down to champion day, champion Gus, champion Yellow Bird. history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, the controversies surrounding the great hunt. Come interact with the legends and ask questions. Listen to their stories. Talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like Champion the Brat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the dog and register of merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going hard Bay, register of merit, damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. Let's hunt dogs. Let's talk about pitbull. The history of breeding, the maintaining and feeding, the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their story. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like Champion the Brat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the dog of the year, and register of merit. Champion Pretty Mama, a 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going hard Bay, register of merit, dance champion Elrod, champion Yellowbird. Dogs. Let's talk about the history of breeding, maintaining and feeding, the controversies surrounding the great hunt. Come interact with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories and talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels twin 1 and twin 2, dogs like Champion the Brat, the very first champion off-brand champion Mayday, the dog of the year, and register.
Took me about
Champion
2 weeks.
Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show.
always be talking that shit, but see, let's forget about me. When they be talking about twin, right? I mean, it's like they almost forget what that motherfucking word twin means. You know what I'm saying? That nigga don't know. That motherfucker be knocking at his motherfucking door, and you ain't gotta ask which one I am. Cause you already know who the one to do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no surprise. I spoke for God. I wanna see how that look on that nigga's face when I'm at his door. Probably the same as that he did. You know what I'm saying? Give me a chance to see what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? I always think they that motherfucker see you in their face. Anyway, no gift. Hot mic, hot mic. Yeah. Nigga. Huh. Huh. You ain't the first motherfucker I've seen stick their chest out, nigga. You won't be the last. Trust me. I love what I do. I live for this moment.